Hello and welcome to episode 65 of the MisanthroPod. I'm Snipe, and as always, I am joined by Wib. Say hello.
Hello.
And I'm also joined by Le Drumblebum. Say hello.
Hello.
How are you lovely gentlemen today?
I'm doing okay. I'm okay. How are you, Matt?
Yeah, I'm well. Snipe?
Fine. I'm fine.
Everything is fine.
Everything's fine. So yeah, we've got a bit of a special podcast for you guys today.
Ooh. I felt like they deserved some sort of reaction.
Thank you. No, I like that. You can be my Foley artist. Just,
But yeah, we finished up our D&D storyline recently, and so we're basically going to dedicate most of the podcast to summarising that and sort of giving a little bit of a send-off to the thing that's been a regular occurrence in the podcast for far too long.
But we've been doing it for like 2 years now, so and I kind of miss it already.
Yeah, I don't know what I need to do with my days now because I don't have D&D stuff to prep.
I know.
It's really weird.
Like, what? I miss everybody, and I miss that sarcastic voice in the sky that was always telling me off and my character off for doing really stupid shit. In which
I only
case
told you off
kinda
once.
Yeah, but to be fair, I pretty much deserve it every time. So
Anyway, before we get into that, though, is there anything that people have been up to that they desperately want to have out there into the ether?
I have a confession, I guess.
okay.
So, I've not really... It's lucky we're doing the D&D because I've done bugger all this week.
Yeah, same, honestly.
I was back in the UK for a week, with obviously not with my computer. And then since I came back, I basically spent the whole week playing Truck Simulator, which I started last time, and is the most addictive and yet nothing happens in it game. And it's been quite nice. I've been watching like Critical Role and listening to podcasts and things that I wouldn't just sit and do that while not doing anything else, but I'm not very good at playing any other game while listening to podcasts. I know you guys do, but my brain, I can't focus on the two, and I just don't listen to one or just crash in the game or whatever. But Truck Simulator I can deal with. It's just about the right level. But I was like, well, it's kind of... I don't want to say waste of time, but it's not... I have lots of other technically better and more interesting games to play. So I was like, okay. And yeah, like I said last time, it is sort of role-playing. Like, you do level up. So I was like, okay, well, I'll get to the point where I'm like near the max level and I've got all the truck upgrades and I've maxed out my like garage size, and that seems like a reasonable time to like stop playing, like rip the bandage off in one go and be like, just go cold turkey and play something better. Then I saw that European Truck Simulator was on offer.
Oh no. Well, I mean, if in fairness, you did stop playing American Truck Simulator.
It was £3, and I was like, well, okay. So now I need to go through the same thing and get to basically the same stage in that. So I'm gonna have so this time next time we record in a couple of weeks, all I'll have to talk about is Truck Simulator, but in a different continent, which makes it different. Apparently,
yeah,
I'd say you'd be driving on the other side of the road, but well, you won't be.
I won't be.
Although
I will because depends on where your headquarters is. You can like have your left hand side or right hand side truck, and because my headquarters is in the UK, just because like if I had to pick anywhere, I might as well pick where I am from, I guess. Nothing else beneficial about it, but
literally nothing else.
But because of that, like if I buy trucks there, it'll be one-sided, and then I'll go to Europe where all the interesting stuff happens, and I'll be on the wrong side of the truck, which will be weird. But apart from that, there's basically not really much difference.
Okay.
But yeah, I felt like I had to confess to someone.
Well, this is your confessional booth.
Yeah, apparently.
Well, okay.
Say 3 Hail Marys and I don't know, whatever else they tell you to do.
Confession/therapy, it's fine.
So, we'll move on from that horrific admission.
It's okay, I feel lighter now, I've got it off my chest, so thank you.
Well, I mean, I don't really know what to say to you, Drummerbutt, but I'm glad you feel better.
You didn't have to say anything, you just had to be there to listen, that's all I needed.
I'm happy to be there to listen.
So, let's just get balls deep into the D&D.
When last we left our heroes,
We were about to go into a warehouse.
We were.
Oh yes. Do you want some quick backstory for anyone who's listening to this and not earlier ones?
Yeah.
Take it away, DM.
Let's see if I can remember.
I have literally all my notes in front of me, so I'm going to be marking you on this.
Yeah, this is actually a test if the DM remembers the game he ran.
Yeah,
the world he wrote. So the town Wyport, where the players have it's been their starting town, and they've got to know like the pubs and the mayor and the garden and things, and they've had a few adventures round about. Casually save the town from a dragon.
Yeah, it was actually pretty easy.
There's been like an underlying, slowly building threat or possible threat of this organisation known as the Brotherhood, but only really mentioned in sort of whispers and in passing. And seemingly they've been trying to steal these magic books for some unknown end. They managed to get one early on in the campaign, and then they got the players went off and dealt with that and found that, but the guy that was the potentially leader, who they didn't realise at the time, sort of buggered off and ran away, left him to fight some zombie things. And then there was we did a Christmas type adventure, Die Hard style, because best Christmas film.
It was amazing.
Where turns out this same organisation had stolen another one of these books, so the players and the party and the mayor and the guard were like, okay, we need to look into this. And the players ended up finding out that there was potentially a meeting room or something underneath a high-end pub, private members club thing. They beat up some guys down there, got some information that says that the Brotherhood may or may not be based in this warehouse in the docks region of the town. And I think that's probably about it. It's slightly rambly, but relatively succinct
that's a pretty
summary
good
of
summation.
where we're up to at this point. The players have gone to this warehouse, no idea what's ahead of them, whether it's good information or whether there's going to be who knows what's going to be in there, and they're currently stood outside wondering what to do.
So yeah, we got there, and it didn't take us long to figure out what to do. Not that it was a sensible thing what we did.
No, I disguised as the guy we interrogated.
Yeah.
So I could waltz in there. I mean, to be fair, my character Nathan will just waltz in anywhere with his dick in the wind because he's just got that much fake confidence.
I don't know. You keep doing the disguising thing, and I think you're sure it's going to work one of these days.
One day it will, and it'll be really good. Any day now. Ooh, it's going to be great.
But anyway, so our rogue
Talus
goes up to the door and of this huge warehouse, because there's no other way in that we can see.
No.
Yeah, there's like windows are all boarded up, but like solidly boarded up. So it doesn't, without making a lot of noise, you're not going to be able to get through there very easily. And there doesn't seem to be many other ways apart from this door.
So Talus goes to open the door.
Being all sneaky and shit.
Gets out lockpicking tools. Rolls just well enough, so nearly breaks her tools, but manages to work it out. Presumably, I would have had to have headbutt the door or something.
Doors are your specialty.
It's been a while since I've had a door-related problem, mostly because I've let other people go first.
Yeah, really.
But, so she gets in, opens up the door, there's no one around, but there is the telltale thuds of something very large wandering around the warehouse.
Yeah.
So,
I think I remember Dromat saying, it's very, very solid, very hefty, wide apart footprints. So from what you can deduce, it could either be an incredibly large creature or a severely maimed giant cat.
Well,
that's why I said it sounds like it was something with two legs walking around, and yeah, and then I was like, oh god, you guys are gonna
specifically.
So anyway, trying to avoid the thing with the large footsteps.
Oh yeah.
Because the warehouse inside is like a bunch of shelves.
There's like a bunch of what was it like an IKEA kind of warehouse where there's just loads of these big tall shelves.
That's how I described it. Everyone's probably been to an IKEA. They're everywhere. The warehouse section at the end where you self-serve your thing, and it's a huge big floor to ceiling shelf things. Basically, I was just trying to say they're not just kitchen shelves. They're big shelves.
They're big warehouse shelves. So there's a load of those in the middle of the floor.
And then over to the left-hand side of the area, there's a staircase that leads up to, in like warehouses where there'll be an upper floor that's
For the overseer.
for like people to oversee what's going on. So there's like a room that's just sort of in the corner.
Where a manager can sit there and look over you and then shout at you if you stop working for 2 minutes. Basically that room.
Yeah. So trying to avoid wherever the big footsteps are coming from, we all sort of run across to where the stairs are, and
We did pretty well being sneaky.
But then
I
we
think
looked
rolled
up.
decently.
and there was just a bloke who was just looking down.
Yeah,
And saw
oh my god,
us.
he saw me, and he just kind of like he locks eyes with me, and he just kind of like takes a step back and just bleeds into the gloom, and we're like, oh, oh no, that's not good.
But we start hearing shouts, and then the footsteps start
They hasten.
hasten and start coming towards us. Turns out, what is in there is a giant.
A giant maimed cat.
Not a giant maimed cat, just a giant. It was a rock giant, wasn't it?
Yeah, stone giant. I think.
Stone
so.
giant,
Okay.
that's the one. Stone, rock, brick, pebble, what's the difference?
Not made of stone.
Just of, yeah.
Just sort of.
Of rocks.
Yeah.
They like rocks, I
Just
guess.
a big bloke.
Yeah. Not a bloke-sized bloke.
But
not a
like,
man-sized bloke.
Not a man-sized bloke.
A
no.
giant-sized bloke.
A giant man-sized bloke.
A giant man-sized bloke.
Fucking hell.
So, roll initiative and combat begins.
Yeah.
Nathan,
Being incredibly clever
Yeah,
in
I-
his
I-
infinite wisdom.
yeah, probably should summarise this since it's a whole D&D thing. God, we're a mess. Yeah, I play
Yeah,
the dwarf.
I was wondering why we didn't do this at the beginning.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, I play a dwarf barbarian who's got 1 level in Bard as well for story reasons.
It's fluff.
Called Johnny. Snipe here.
My character is Nathaniel Galahalt, Nathan for short, Natty if you're nasty. Okay, but seriously, don't ever call him that. He'll fucking punch you.
He's a warlock and he's a twat.
He's a warlock and he's an absolute wanker. He's a drunk and he thinks that he can do anything, and honestly is really terrible at a lot of things and manages to scrape by because he's very fucking lucky.
We also have our dragonborn wizard, Sora,
Who is a torturer by nature.
apparently.
She's like super mean. Like only when it comes to books though.
Well, she can be. She can
Well,
be.
she starts torturing that guy that we had tied to a chair because she was like, "Don't fuck with books," and it starts just like stabbing wildly at his feet with her staff because she's
But yeah.
vicious and scary.
There is finally Talus, our
Elven rogue.
who makes sandwiches and
That only Johnny likes.
that only my character likes.
They're terrible sandwiches.
Yeah. So anyway, combat begins, and Nathan starts off combat fairly well.
Oh yeah, I have in the first few sessions, we found a necklace of fireballs, which has like 5 or 6 gems on it, that if you pull it off and throw it, it basically casts like a level 5 fireball spell. Which is
Is
really...
it level 3 fireball?
I can't remember.
Yeah,
But I know
it's just a standard level of fireball.
It's a really tough thing compared
fireball
to...
is a good spell.
That's a good spell. Yeah, so like... That was like... Has really helped out a lot of fights.
Yeah.
So I yank one off, and I yank one off the
Hey.
giant. I yank off one of the fireball gems, and I'm just like, whoop, and I do amazing because
And yeah, it does a shitload of damage.
it sets
fire.
fire to the couple of the shelves.
Yeah, sets fire to a handful of the shelves, which is an
Not
issue.
ideal.
An issue that is
Potentially
probably
an
not so
issue.
bad.
Potentially an issue. I mean, fire can be good, but mostly fire bad.
Talus then casts a thing that they are very fond of, Tasha's Hideous Laughter,
Oh, she's been getting so much use out of that.
which works, which if you don't know, Tasha's Hideous Laughter is something that makes whoever you're fighting drop down on the floor prone and just laugh their fucking arse off.
Yeah. She likes doing this to non-humans, so we had like a displacer beast laughing, and it was the most terrifying fucking shit we've ever heard.
I've heard a werewolf laugh.
Yeah.
That was a thing we've heard.
Now we've heard a giant laugh, which honestly I'd say is my personal favourite because it's the least horrifying.
Yeah.
That won't be keeping us up at night. But, yeah.
Generally, fight goes down.
I was actually quite surprised because we did pretty well. At one point, the giant, because Talus is weaving in and out of the big IKEA shelves, he just shoulder barges one of them to try and topple and domino and basically crush and kill Talus. And we're all like, shit, we didn't think of that. Luckily, I think he knocks 3, and that's and in between hit the 3 that have been toppled, and there's 2 shelves that didn't fall. And she's like, right, I'm getting the fuck out of there then.
And there's the shelves that that he pushed over were the ones that were on fire, so then it was knocking into other shelves, which are then setting them on fire.
Yep.
So as well as the shelves potentially progressing and crushing her, we had the fire was now spreading along.
Which could have, which I don't know if that could have been avoided. I mean, honestly, let's be frank. Nathan did nothing wrong.
I mean, fire could have been caused by anyone.
Yeah, I know. Johnny could have just, I don't know, he could have been playing with tinderboxes again.
I mean, I'm just going to say, if I find something on fire, I am going to assume it's Nathan.
That's... Okay, that's usually a fair assumption.
I did also get hit. I got crit by the giant at one point for 44 damage.
Yeah, and, you just popped a frenzy as well. Which means, if you guys don't know, that means... frenzy halves damage.
Well, more specifically, a rage.
Well, a rage. Popping a rage will... half damage.
Yeah.
So, luckily...
Physical damage, but yeah.
Physical damage, yeah, sorry. I'm being a bit too vague. But yeah, so, that 44 turned into 22.
So it wasn't that bad, but still, getting anything that hits you for 44 damage is always a little unnerving.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to think, if he'd hit anyone else at all, we would have been down in one hit. Cause no, wait, maybe... No, I think everyone has... I think Talus has the second highest HP.
Yeah, because you're level 6 at this point.
We're all level 6, yeah.
So...
Speak for yourself, I'm at level 5-1.
Okay, but you all have 6 levels, but you have all rolled pretty badly on your various health.
We really have.
So none of you have much health at all.
No.
Yeah, I'm sitting there with 60 odd health, and I'm I have more than double everyone else.
You really do, yeah.
It's
I think my max is 29. Because I'm... But that's why I had to take the luck feat.
Did you all when you all leveled up to 6? Didn't 3 of you apart from Johnny roll a 1?
Yep.
On their how much health they get, and none of you particularly have got good constitutions. There's not even that would see you get your little benefit.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think in that instance, I rolled a 3 as well. So even the best roll wasn't great. But
we all did it on mic, and we all rolled abhorrently badly.
Yeah, you all rolled 1s except me.
Yeah.
And then, I at least have, a +3 constitution, so it's not so bad.
So you kind of make up for it a little bit, but the rest of us are kind of fucked.
Yeah.
I actually intentionally don't know how much health any of you have, because I feel like if I knew your health and could keep track of it, I'd be more inclined to pull punches or... go, oh, actually this person's going to attack this other person with more health. So I'm actually, I don't know. I'm quite glad that I don't know how much health. I know that you don't have much.
I have 29 HP, never forget it. I'm incredibly squishy, and I also have brass balls, so that is not a good combination.
Because by level 6 or potentially 7 next time we start up again, that's not much hit, but that's one-shotted by a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can confirm, because this keeps fucking happening to me. Because I'm always point man because of Nathan's character. I'm always up front going, hi everyone, I'll solve this oh, I've been shot.
Is this what we're going
Fuck! That's half my life.
When we start up the next thing,
Nathan's gonna be on the fucking protein.
No, I feel that every time we play a D&D game after this with new characters, we're always going to dump stat constitution.
Yeah. Just fucking go nuts.
Just fucking anything to make it better.
But yeah, anyway, back to the giant fight.
Anyway, the actual giant fight, apart from me getting the shit beaten out of me, is relatively uneventful.
We were quite lucky in the way that he didn't get to any of us, really.
A lot of high damage was done to him.
Damage was done to you, because, and we're grateful, thank you. Because, being the tank, so we were like, oh, thank fuck.
But yeah, so he goes down, and you see, now we think that because there was a giant there, and because nothing else kind of joined in, we're like, And it's only a little thing up top, so there's probably not going to be that much up there.
So yeah, it's nice and quiet. We're like, okay, we can confirm there's at least one standard human guy.
Yeah, and chances are there's going to be more than one.
Yeah, so we like, so I again, Nathan goes point, because I guess he just likes being hurt. So I go up first in costume, being like, hey guys, maybe don't shoot at me, please, because that would fucking hurt. And I'm like, okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and intimidate them, because they've boarded them, there's maybe like 4 or 5 guys in this like little room.
Yeah.
And they've basically flipped a table and the door, and they're trained on us. They're like, they are obviously not convinced by my perfect disguise.
All the crossbows pointed at us.
All the crossbows that pointed at me. I'm like, hey guys, check out my dick swinging in the wind.
Because you've had to go up the stairs, like they just see Nathan's like head and shoulders appear up from their perspective. They can't see anyone behind. Yeah. So everything is aimed at Nathan's head.
Yeah, everything is trained at my head. So being the ballsy moron that Nathan is, I step up a little further, and I cast the Thaumaturgy to give myself, like, glowing eyes. I make the warehouse tremble a little bit, and I make my voice really booming, and I'm just like... And this takes me, like, 20 seconds.
Because each one of those things is, like, a turn's worth of...
It's like a turn, and a turn is 6 seconds. So I'm stood there for, like, 20 seconds being like, give me a minute. Give me a minute.
I can't do it all at once.
I can't do it at once. Which won't surprise anyone to know that, like, when I basically turned around with flaming eyes after 20 seconds and a booming voice, and then it trembled, and shouted, stand down, I got someone from the back go, huh? So you managed to beat the giant, oh well. And then I just get shot by someone I can't see.
Basically, so combat starts again.
Combat starts, I get shot in the shoulder, and I've just got a fucking crossbow bolt sticking out of me, and I'm like, fuck! Oh, that hit with my booming voice and my glowing eyes. I'm like, oh god, it hurts. Should I pull it out? What am I going to do? Fuck!
That's when we noticed that as well as the, like, 5 guys in the room, there's, like, 6 also in the rafters with crossbows pointed at us.
Straight at us. It's like, oh god, they were waiting for that one guy to give them the okay, and then they basically turned me into a pincushion in training.
Now, fortunately, because they're all on rafters, that did mean that they could fall off the rafters.
Yes. That's the benefit of...
And quite a few of them were quite far away, so they were firing at long range, so they had disadvantage and stuff. So.
I specifically remember there was a guy in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, because we view a top-down one, that kept trying to shoot at Johnny and missed every single time, and got so mad that he just went, fuck this, slung his crossbow over his shoulder and just fucking bolted so he could just hit you once. Because then, like, the fucking fire, like, all the smoke made it, like, obscured. So then he couldn't see you, and he was, oh, fuck this, and just ran to the other side of the smoke. He's got so fed up. And then I think he shot me in, like, the bottom right-hand side of my torso. So I've got 2 fucking arrows sticking out of me. He's like, he gets pissed off because he can't hit you, and he shoots me in the fucking guts.
Well, bigger target.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay, that's fair.
So, after getting shot a bit, Sora lights up. What is it called? The meteor thing she's got.
It's a meteor spell.
It's it's a wizard's name beginning with M's. Minute meteors. Mordenkainen's minute meteors.
Yeah, Mordenkainen. I know that guy.
One of those guys.
You see, in my head, and I know it's not true, but I keep thinking it's MILF's magic meteor.
Oh no! It's Melf's. It's Melf's acid arrow. Is it Melf's meteors as well? I can't remember. It's one of the.
No, it's MILF's minute meteor.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, it makes like a bunch of meteors that orbit her, and she can fire out. They're really
cool.
Yeah, they're really. So she pulls up that and she fires them at 3 of the guys.
Surprised she didn't fire it at me. I was getting hit all over the fucking place.
Knocks all 3 of them off the rafters.
Yeah, they all lose their balance, and they're just like ah. Is that like a 30-foot drop?
Yeah, something like that.
One of them falls into the fire.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone. The other 2 having fallen, I'm pretty sure...
Oh, one of them manages, like, he doesn't die from the fall. or the damage?
No, I think because 2 of them don't die from the fall, because then they chase up behind you guys.
Yeah, that was it. Because we're on like this single file staircase.
Yeah.
And like one of them dusts himself off, and he's like, "Right, you pricks." He's wounded, but he's like he can still move pretty quick. And the other guy's kind of a bit like he's a bit worse for wear, but he's still like, "Nah, I'm gonna stab the fuck out of that dinosaur woman." Whatever that is, I don't know what a dinosaur is. It's probably not.
So yeah, those guys fall off, break their legs, but somehow manage to run up behind.
They scrabble on back.
Behind Sora, but meanwhile Nathan casts Shatter into the small room.
Oh, I do.
Oh, yes.
Ooh, now if you guys are interested in playing a Warlock, take Shatter. It's so fun. It's so good. It makes you feel like such
It's
a
very
badass.
impractical a lot of the time.
Oh, so many times is it impractical, but it's
great.
so fun. So like, I cast it in this room, and I explode the table that this fucking like the commander, like the captain, is hiding behind. I just turn it into splinters.
And the
I
table...
blow out the windows. I cover
Yeah.
Talus in glass.
And also the table that had been pushed against as a barricade kills the guy who was standing behind it and catapults his corpse through the smashed table.
Yeah, it was amazing. And I kind of consolidate and I hide up in the corner because no one like, because like Talus moved to the other side of the door at that point. And there's one guy who comes running out because he's like, "Oh fuck this! I'm gonna go like stab that elf lady." So he comes out. Talus really, really stabs him good. Does a lot of damage.
Stabbing him good.
He hasn't noticed me, who's directly behind him. So I grab him by the chin and I cut his throat. I needed 2 damage to kill him, and I rolled exactly 2 damage. Woo! I don't know why I keep doing this.
I don't know why you keep having instances where you could use magic, but you go, "No, I'm going to stab someone."
Honestly, I'm playing fluff.
Yeah, yeah. I just love how you do so little damage with the knife that you've managed to not only kill this guy, but you killed a werewolf in the session before as well.
It was pretty brutal. I mean, to be fair, he was prone, and I would have had a disadvantage on a ranged spell attack, so I was like, "Fucker, I'll stab him in the throat." And then it kills him horribly, and I'm like, "Well, fuck, okay."
I'm just a bad person, I guess.
Okay, that werewolf was coming at me, okay? That was very rude.
But yeah, so after an initial thing where we get pelted with arrows and, you know, bad things happen, we start to whittle the guys down.
Yeah.
I
keep
sort of
getting
launch
shot.
myself into the room.
You're like the Tasmanian fucking
Yeah.
devil. Just going in there, like, screaming and...
Smack a few people around.
Well, I'm not going to be able to get that image out of my head ever.
Yeah, next time he runs into a room and just starts screaming, it's just going to be Tasmanian devil
Yeah.
all over the place.
And Sora's been picking off the other guys off the
Yeah,
rafters.
she's been, like, smashing all the other guys in the rafters, like, really laying down some good fire so that we're not turned into pincushions like
Yeah.
me.
When there's only a couple of them left on the rafters, the boss guy who had been hiding at the back behind a table
Behind
before
the
the
pile of
table
splinters.
before the table had been turned to splinters goes, "Oh shit," and then just jumps out the window and just
he bolts to the rafters and basically, like, as he's running, he's just like, "Fucking protect me, you idiots!" And they're like, "Oh shit, yeah, we probably should do that."
So I bolt after him, as does Talus.
Leaving Sora and I basically where we started on the stairs, because Sora hadn't really moved that much.
Yeah. I mean, she hadn't had to. She'd just been nuking
She's
people
just been
from
sitting there
orbit.
nuking with MILFs meteors.
She's been.
As a side note from this, so the way that it worked on the beams is that if you were hit, I had them doing like you do a concentration check. If you're hit, if you take damage while concentrating on spell, I basically had them make concentration checks, but dexterity based ones, not constitution based ones, to see if they could keep their footing on the rafters. And I think she hit like 5 or 6 guys, and every single one of them failed that check.
Yeah, we got lucky.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it straight up, we got fucking lucky.
Well, potentially lucky, but then the ones that survived on the floor were then like, flanking you behind from down the stairs. So it wasn't necessarily a good thing that they'd fallen off.
I do remember Sora turning around and basically just, like, doing, like, a thunder wave and just going, "Bah!" And then all of them just, like, getting knocked down the fucking side. I think the fall killed, like, one of them, because he was really not in a good way. And then that just made the remaining guy even angrier. Which is kind of what we do. If we don't kill you, we'll piss you off.
Just by being here.
Just by existing.
So...
But yeah, you and Talus, like, are giving chase to this guy who's got, like, I think, like... I think there's 2 or 3 guys left.
Yeah, the other guys get picked off by various ranged spells, and I think even Talus on the way like hurls a knife at one of them or something.
Yeah,
or,
she makes a
or maybe an acid arrow or something.
It was a shuriken.
Oh yeah, she's got a weird.
She's got weird shurikens
weapon.
now, and she's like, "Oh, I'll try these out. It's fine."
So the guys left. Now it appeared that he was running away, which is why we gave chase like so diligently.
Yeah, we kind of dropped everything and ran.
Yeah, turned out he wasn't. He was running for the safety of his other men. So when all his men were dead, he just kind of turns around and was like, "All right."
Yeah, he
go down swinging.
Yeah, he literally turns on his heel and is like, "Fuck." Okay. Yeah, he's got like 2 swords, and he's obviously incredibly pissed off with us.
So go to fight him on the rafters. Now I am a small dwarf who fights with a very large maul, so not the most agile or graceful.
I would never ever describe Johnny as graceful, but I also wouldn't describe him as inelegant. So
as soon as I kind of get into a fight with him, I just get knocked off.
Yeah.
I fall, but because I managed to roll okay, because it was like multiple stage kind of check, wasn't it? It was like 1 to fall and then 1 to see if you can hold on.
Yeah, I was playing with the like goons. If they fell off, they fell off. But with PCs, I was like, okay, if you fail the check to fall, you can do one last check with a higher difficulty, but to see if you can sort of last gasp, just grab onto the thing as you're falling, so you'll just end up swinging rather than actually just straight fall.
Yeah,
because a 30-foot fall for a dwarf is quite a lot.
Well, yeah, because you're only about like 4 foot tall, so.
So I grab hold. So I managed to grab hold just with my fingertips and just managed to hold on.
It's actually pretty funny because collectively at this point we're all like, "Fuck, oh fuck!" If he falls, because you were really, really quite ragged at this point, because he hit you fucking hard, and you we obviously didn't have a short rest in between, like going up to the top because enemies nearby can't sleep. All that kind of thing. So we were like, fuck, oh no. Talus is like, because she bolts up right behind you, doesn't she?
Yeah, she bolts up behind me.
And like, Sora and I are so far away, we're like, we can't get to you.
So, yeah, Talus runs up and tries to, take the aggro, as it were.
She takes a few swipes at him.
Which does have some issues because I managed to behind her scramble back up on upright because it's sort of them fighting has sort of moved slightly from where my original position was, and I throw a hand axe at him.
Because can't. Yeah,
I've not thrown a hand axe in many sessions because every time I threw one. It never hit.
It never hit. And then you'd just be walking around after the fight, angrily grumbling under your breath, looking for your axes.
It should be noted, not that that's the main function of hand axes. It's just something you can do.
Yeah.
And I missed again. Just floated away.
As is tradition.
But then a slight issue happened, which is that then Talus was knocked unconscious by the guy beating her to death.
Yeah, he basically...
And the fact that she has, 14 hit points at max?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Some low number.
I think she's got like 30 odd.
Yeah.
She's got like 35 or 6. And we'd all been pretty worn ragged during this fight, but we'd all taken a few hits.
I think actually this is... Because you guys do the role-playing side more than the fighty side quite often, and there's been a bit of like investigation and a bit of intrigue type stuff to work stuff out. We don't tend to do dungeon crawls where you do your standard 6 or 8 fights a day.
Yeah.
So I think this possibly was one of the first fights you've done where you've fought someone and then immediately gone into fighting someone else without any kind of break in between.
Yeah.
Because quite often you'll fight someone and then have a short rest and fight the other person, and then that'll be the day's adventuring done.
Yeah.
And for those wondering, I do scale up the how hard the encounters are, knowing that they're going to do less a day, and that makes things less balanced. So I try and balance it out that way.
No, absolutely.
But sometimes
we aren't like regular adventure parties.
But then, sometimes you are going to have to go in from fight to fight. So, but I think it was one of your first few. So, you weren't that used to saving big spells or various bits and bobs, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, it was different to a lot of the other ones. It was interesting.
it was a lot more challenging.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, he swings the Talus and he belts her pretty fucking hard. Like he knocks her into unconsciousness. She doesn't fall because like if she'd have fallen,
she presumably
would
just
have died.
crumpled straight down
Like a concertina.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she did roll for it, and I made it quite a harder difficulty as sort of a very last gasp, trying to, last breath of air, or not last breath, but last speck of consciousness to try and fall and balance on the beam rather than go straight off it. And she had a good roll and stayed up.
Yeah, she managed.
Sort of fell, so she was like, legs dangling off one side, arms and head dangling off the other side of this beam. So very vulnerable, but
absolutely
not
so
on the
we
floor.
Were like, oh no, fucking, that's literally the worst place for Talus to go down, because if she falls, she's dead. She's just dead. So Johnny's behind her after having scrambled up, and can't really get to the guy in time. So what he does is he basically takes out a dagger, and he basically takes out a sword and just shanks her while she's down. If you don't know, you have to have 3 rolls when you're unconscious, which are basically death saving rolls. If it's above 10, it's a save. It's
so
below 10.
On
it's
your
a fail.
turn, all you can do is make a death saving throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's above 10, it's a success, and if it's below 10, it's a failure. So it's slightly weighted to more chance of survive or not, but it's basically 50-50-ish.
Yeah. And
if you get 3 successes first,
you're stabilized.
Yep.
And if you get 3 fails, you're dead.
Yeah.
You're just dead. Now, the thing is, if you are attacked while you're unconscious, it is a guaranteed crit, which is an automatic double failure.
In melee, I think. Like
In
close
melee.
combat. Yeah.
So, he stabs her on the ground, and she immediately has 2 out of 3 failed saves. So, we are all freaking the fuck out. Like, oh god, we need to get her away from him. We need to get him down and fast.
So, Sora runs up to Talus's prone body and just jams a health potion down her
just
neck.
like pops the cork, puts it in her mouth, whack on the back of the bottle, just shaking her about, like, drink it!
So, Talus is able to get up, and
honestly, I think terrified a lot of us.
Yeah, I was able to get to him and get vengeance and just hit the guy and kill him.
Yeah, he fell, and I remember...
What actually happened, because I was going to do something very specific, but unfortunately he died at my first hit.
Oh, didn't.
Because what I was going to do was hit him with my maul and then drop the maul, grab him, and then hurl him off.
Yeah.
The,
Long live the king.
Yeah, that was what I was going to do. But he died on the first one, so I just... So
you should have pretended he was still... Oh, he's still alive, look, he's moving. Ah.
Well, what I did I did hit him, kill him, and then as he was falling, grab him and hurl him off. So I got to still do it, but it wasn't quite as good. I didn't get to watch, the realization in his eyes as he fell.
Yeah, you didn't watch this. You didn't get to see the light, the spark of life in his eyes die.
Because Johnny doesn't tend to react well to members of his party going down.
No.
Especially
when they're at his hand.
I mean, especially in in any given party, he's generally in any given fight, he's generally in a rage.
Yeah,
so,
he's a grumpy boy.
Of some variety.
But no, we got Talus up because Potion does that.
Yeah.
And she kind of like looks over. She pulls out one of her hand crossbows and just fires into his corpse. Like bang, just to be spiteful. And we're all like, oh. Good, I'm glad that's done with. So we kind of have like because the fire's kind of embers, it's not really spreading super fast, so we're like, okay, we'll be okay just to have a moment. We go through some of their pockets, try and fleece them for anything we can, because, hey, we earned it. And we find a key.
Yes, we find a brass key.
We find a brass key.
And on the first floor of the warehouse... Sorry, I say first floor. That could mean first floor or ground floor.
Okay, ground floor is the first floor.
Yeah. So
don't get me into this argument.
Okay, so on the floor where all the shelves are, we go and we go there and we see there's a little door that
Like,
has a lock
underneath
on
the
it.
weird kind of like overseer,
Yeah.
the capitalist overseer box. There's like underneath. There's like a very nice looking door.
And so we've got this brass key, so we're like, okay, so that's probably where we need to go. So we have a short rest because we're all pretty beat up after that.
We have a short rest where Nathan is constantly trying to tell Talus, like, she's like, oh, I just want to go have a peek. And he's like grabbing her by the belt and just yanking her to the floor and going, no, you're sitting down and you're having a sandwich. Can I keep her and can I make her sit still? Can I fuck? I think she actually sits in my lap to shuts me up because she knows that I'm very bashful. Not me, Nathan. So we're like, okay, we're going to go down into this weird basement. Before we got to the warehouse, we did pop in to see the guard and say, hey, we're going here. This is the long and short of it. If we're not back in 10 minutes, avenge us. You know, that kind of thing.
10 whole minutes.
10 whole minutes.
So we know, you know, even if we do get horribly murdered, then at least a bunch of guards who are vastly underpowered compared to us will probably come in afterwards and get massacred afterwards.
Yeah, but like,
so our bodies won't be decomposing alone, at least.
I won't want to halt the warehouse alone. So
You want to have some company.
yeah. So we get up after the short rest. We're a little bit better off. Talus is definitely a little bit
I think
better
most of us have spent pretty much all of our healing surges getting ourselves fixed, because there's a few bad hits in there.
There's a few nasty ones. So we basically all heal up. I get all my spells back because warlocks are just dicks like that. And we head on down to this. We open the door. It's a nice door and it's a nice corridor. It's like this big. I can't see because I don't have night vision. And Sora can't see because she doesn't have night vision, whereas Johnny and Talus do.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we can't see shit either. So I light up a lantern, and we walk down like maybe like 20 feet, because it's kind of steps. Shit, like Nathan's like being very brave, but shitting himself the whole way, which is literally just Nathan.
Just shitting all the time.
Constantly. It's like that's how he doesn't actually walk, he just propels himself forward. It's like the potato being thrown out of the shopping trolley effect, basically.
You mean thrust?
Okay, that's getting a bit
Thrusting
lewd now.
all the way down the corridor. Yes,
That
is
do.
accurate.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. As we kind of like creep down, because we just beat up like 11 guys and a troll. One of us nearly died.
A giant.
Well, he was a troll. Trying to fucking crush Talus like that. Shut up, I'm correct. So, you know, we're like kind of shaking, like, what the fuck else is going to be down here? Holy shit, we're going to go fight a fucking, like, deep one, like a nest of deep ones, or like a fucking Tarask, and like...
Three beholders,
and one spectator being like, that's the one who didn't let me guard the room.
And we go down, we find a small, like, rectangular room with
It's
seeming...
just like a rectangular, like, corridor. Like, it's well lit, and it's just a dead end.
And we're like, oh.
We're like, what the fuck? So, like, Talus, who has kept the secret from us, has a little pet mouse called Calypso, who I love and would die for.
It's just something, I can't remember, was it...
It's from her background, I think.
Yeah, it's from her background. She just happened to have a pet mouse.
Yeah, and so she's like, Calypso, go and examine the room for traps, because Calypso is light and won't set off any, like, trigger traps.
Yeah.
So, like, drops it, and Calypso literally just runs into the corner and is just like, oh, what's this? And just fucking does nothing.
Yeah, Calypso does not understand common speak.
No, Calypso, she's just a mouse.
She's just a mouse. And, like, she's quite fond of Talus, so she'll come back and won't piss off forever. But beyond that, giving her direct instructions isn't going to go that well. Yeah, she's like, go and look for traps, and then Mouse is just like, I'm a fucking mouse. I'm going to go and just scratch at the corner for a bit.
I think this was the beginning of people starting to experiment, because we knew this was like the end.
We knew it was the end.
We started using things that we wouldn't normally use to sort of like
me thrusting all the way down the stairs.
So she used a mouse, and then...
obviously the mouse didn't fucking find anything.
So the mouse didn't find anything. I actually walk up to one of the walls and like kind of prod at it, which then causes a couple of the walls to just drop away.
To just stop existing.
And reveal a huge room.
This fucking room was so scary. It was this huge room with a bunch of like kind of like skinny pillars, like you could hide behind them, but you wouldn't be fully covered. And we're just like, oh, hi,
Hey,
and oh my god! So this was like such a fucking like moment. So there's like a bunch of guys in there, but there's one in particular that immediately grabs all of our attention, and he's this robed figure who's like, you, and we're like, it you, because it was the guy where one of the first adventures, because we went and explored this crypt outside of town. We go down, and there was just a robed guy in there who's like, wow, fuck you guys, I got this, so sod off, and then just teleports away. So this is like one of the first big, scary, powerful people we encountered, and there he is, being very cranky at us for destroying his very nice illusionary wall.
And because we'd been getting in the way of them acquiring all these books for whatever nefarious purpose they had.
He's undeniably a little bit cranky with us.
He's basically like, you bastards.
Basically, paraphrasing, but basically, yeah.
Like, you've been causing enough of a fuss, and so you must be dead now.
Yeah.
I mean, you put it better than that. I can't remember the actual speech.
We're ruining it, but it was way cooler and way more threatening than that.
Yeah.
Rather than just, oh, you little fuckers!
It's them fuck boys!
Oh, fuck! But yeah, so we're all like, oh, fuck. And he kind of like, he starts casting something. And I'm immediately like, counterspell. I don't want to give this guy any chance.
Because it's worth mentioning, the last time you saw this guy, I think I mentioned earlier, but you saw him, in this crypt thing you were exploring. And before he teleported out there, what he did, he cast Hold Person on the lot of you and froze all of you in place.
Which is never fun.
Because you guys are only like level 2 or 3 at a time. I was like, it just works. You don't get a save. Fuck you. Just for the purpose of, sometimes baddies or various things can do things story-wise, and they just could. And then once you started fighting, you could move. So it didn't affect actual combat. But this time he did it, but I was like, okay, it's just going to be a normal whole person spell. Cast it at a high level so you can cast it on all of you, but you just get your normal save. Or you would have done if that was the plan.
Yeah.
Before someone took counterspell.
Yeah, but I counterspelled him because I was incredibly anxious.
I'm glad you did.
Which you had to roll for, I think, because he was casting it at 5th level.
I did.
And you cast counterspell at 3rd level.
I think if it's 3rd or below, I think, especially at my level, I think it's just I can just interrupt it.
I think it's any so if you can cast, so once you're a higher level warlock and your spell levels are higher, it will be casted at a high level. So I think it's anything that's left. So once you've got 5th level spells, say, I think it'll counter anything that's 5th level or lower. But if it's higher than that, so for you it was 3rd and his was 5th, so because it was higher, you have to do like a spell casting check. I can't remember exactly what.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I managed, so I interrupted him.
Yeah.
And
he was like,
oh
shit. So he fucks off backwards slightly and hides behind the pillars near the back of the room.
Yeah, he's like, uh-oh, and bamps the fuck away. Like an ass.
Talus swigs a potion of fire breathing we picked up from the potion shop.
Because she'd been wanting to use that for fucking weeks. Oh my god.
And I don't blame her. So, yeah, combat is properly on now. There is a ton of guys. I can't even remember how many there were.
There was a few, and they weren't like magical. The robed guy,
8 or 10 something maybe, I can't remember.
So the guy in robes was like the only one with what we could tell with any magical kind of talent. The rest of them were kind of just like, they were just kind of grunt kind of people. I mean, they were fierce.
I mean, it's just because there were so many of them.
There was a few of them. So there was a couple with like heavy crossbows that were kind of like the upper tier, and then just a bunch of them with kind of normal crossbows. So we kind of like, as soon as combat starts, we try and basically like seek some kind of cover behind these pillars, which again, like, you can't fully hide behind them. So like your arm or whatever will be poking out. So that was another source of extreme anxiety.
Yeah, the way I was playing it, because I was saying these now, like if you stand behind them, you're going to get cover, like full cover. But because your turn is 6 seconds, and that is sort of emulating that, like, if you're just stood behind them, but you're going to be like poking your head out and things, so you'll be able to see it. If you want to use your turn to hide and sort of stand still sideways behind them, you could just about hide behind them, but then obviously you can't do anything else.
Yeah.
So it's your choice if you want to sort of...
I was just grateful of any cover at all. I mean, like, there were, like, because it was quite a wide room, there was quite a lot of people who, like, you could hide from one person, but then someone would have a bit of a better angle on you. So it was just like this massively high pressure kind of situation, which was, in hindsight, amazing. Going through it, I was just like, fuck!
So,
like, freaking out, like, right in the center.
So, Talus dashes down to the bottom of the room, breathes fire on some bloke
like,
down there.
She's like, oh my god, like, the glee. The fucking glee. She was just like, oh, okay, and then she, like, bolts towards the nearest guy and is like, fire breath! And just, like, burns this guy, all of his facial hair and eyebrows off, and he's like, what the fuck? Like, she beelines to this poor motherfucker and spews fire on him. It was so Talus, I loved it. But yeah, I think you bolted out.
I kind of charge forward, go into my frenzy and all that, and we start trying to pick off the initial guys who are close to us.
Yeah. So we're kind of cutting trash.
Yeah, I mean, I think we take down a couple of them, like, early on, but...
Yeah. I think Sora basically liquefies
Oh,
one
yes,
of them,
it's mostly Sora.
Yeah, it's mostly... Her spells are fucking immense.
The big bad had teleported away.
Yeah, he popped right to the back of the room, and he was kind of popping out occasionally and just, like, firing a spell or two at us, which is... God, that was not good.
Then...
I think Sorry, carry on.
Then the big bad does another one of his spells, which is always a concern, and he does the paralyzation thing that he could do, which who is it that fails? I think it's me and
it's you, and I think I fail it too.
Yeah, I can't remember. Two of you failed.
We do.
Yeah,
it
was Johnny and I. We basically got frozen solid.
Yeah.
And which wasn't so much of a problem for me per se, seeing as I was kind of low-key hiding behind one of the pillars. Johnny, however, was in melee combat when this happened.
Yeah, my dick was fully in the wind.
Oh, it was just swinging, flapping about. Like, it ain't no thing.
So, yeah, I get... Before I'm able to come back to life, I,
get moving again.
Get moving again, get, wailed on a bit. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Sora and Talus are still dealing with the trash.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Talus actually somehow manages to spend like half the fight fighting one guy in the
they
corner
just
who
keep
just
missing
won't die.
each other, and he's like, his like hair is on fire and stuff, and they keep swinging for each other, and
he was on like 1 or 2 HP for ages, and I was playing. I was like, he's going to charge at you, like, swinging wildly as a last gasp, try and do this thing, expecting to then die to Talus next turn. And then that lasted for, like, 3 turns.
Yeah.
So it was just him, like, basically collapsed on Talus, and Talus not being able to do anything back because he was so close and basically draped on her. Mm-hmm. She just couldn't get the angle turning back, and, like, mechanically they were both rolling and just kept missing. Yeah. So I was like, RP-wise, they were both just basically in a lump in the corner, not being able to do anything.
They've basically done what boxers do, which is like kind of like lock arms around each other and just kind of half-heartedly swing because they're both tired and fucking hurt. Yeah. What a sight to fucking behold.
And that lasted at least like half the fight of those two just off by themselves.
It did. And we were just like, are you fucking finished down there? But yeah, then like Big Bad pops out. He spies like, because the room layout, like, say it's a rectangle. Big Bad's, like, obviously on the far right. We're on the left. Sora and I are up the top left corner, behind the 2 pillars. Johnny's in the center. Talus is at the very bottom, hugging this guy. They're just hugging it out. Like, Sora and I pop around the corner and see this Big Bad. He leans round and fires a spell at us. And this spell was fucking hellfire. It was evil.
Well, it was just a fireball.
It was evil. I said, that what I've been doing to people?
You've done fireball to other people.
It's cool when I do it. But no, I get hit and I go down. I'm like conked the fuck out because, that hits me hard.
Yeah, because you'd already taken a fair amount of damage.
I've been shot because apparently just Nathan gets shot a lot, which is fine, with his...
There's a lot of crossbows going off. Like everyone had taken a bit of damage, and this is where we go, oh shit, because we realise, because through various, like, because you had, like, a ring of evasion and stuff, like, things didn't do quite as much damage as they would have.
I did a ring of evasion, which, because it was a fireball, it automatically hit, and then you roll to confirm damage.
Yeah.
Because I had the ring of evasion, it basically meant that I could count one of my dodge, because I failed my, I can't remember, like my constitution or something. I fucked up. So I was like, I'll roll for like my ring of evasion, which basically means that I can turn an unsuccessful fail into a successful pass.
Yeah.
Which, with fire, means it basically get half damage.
Turned
which
out
still fucking killed me.
Yeah.
That hurts
It
so
nearly
much.
killed Sora and actually, well, knocked you down anyway.
I became knocked unconscious, and I was...
So, at this point, realising how much damage this guy can do...
Because it was a fucking very high amount of damage.
Yeah, with you down and Sora on next to nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I need to pull aggro from... Because we'd whittled down most of his minions. There was only a few left, but
they had done damage, and he had done an insane amount of damage.
He was untouched.
Yeah.
So I run down the centre of the thing.
You'd saved for your whole person by this point, so you were moving again.
Yeah, I was able to move again.
Yeah.
So I ran down the centre, chugging a potion of growth.
Yeah. Yeah, you all ever seen an 8-foot fucking dwarf?
So, given the proportions of a dwarf and that I'm wielding a giant maul, I effectively became a space marine.
Yeah.
Because I was like
a sight to behold.
I was like 8 foot tall and about 8 foot wide.
Yeah, he was stomping the fuck down there like it weren't no one's business.
Fortunately, my clothes also grow with me, as do my weapons, so I'm not just wielding a very tiny maul and with very tiny pants.
Oh god. Yeah.
That's not something anyone needs.
Because Talus takes this moment to bolt up to me and feed me a health potion. And, like, what a sight to fucking wake up to. I'm like, I hit my head really hard when I fell. Oh no. Talus? What? Can you see that giant fucking Johnny? Is he closer to me? What's happening? I can't... I'm getting over a fucking, like, concussion or some shit.
See, the problem is whilst I'm running towards this guy, he then casts a spell specifically at me.
Yeah.
Which is a spell that does necrotic damage. What spell was it, Matthew?
Blight, I think it's called.
Blight.
Which is the worst thing I think we've ever encountered.
That did 39 damage to me. I have like 60 health, or 64 I think specifically.
Which, when you're fighting mundane things, is effectively doubled because you take half damage to a lot of things.
Mm.
But you don't take half damage to magic.
Nope.
So so suddenly I'm like, guys.
No, suddenly you start bleeding from your mouth.
Well, no, I don't bleed. I'm not bleeding. I'm rotting.
Rotting horrible blood.
I think the description of it feels like all of the sort of moisture and liquid in your body has been like evaporated out, and you just feel dry and hollow and
So suddenly pleasant. Johnny is very thirsty. In a very painful, nearly dead kind of way. So we're like, we need to corner this prick, and we need him dead now, because our tank is about to go down.
So yeah. So it's like, ooh, this is a bad time. So we take out a few more of his companions. I think he's this
backed
point
into the top right corner.
He's kind of backed up, but I think he's got like one minion left at this point. Yeah. But we're all pretty hurting.
Yeah.
So he goes to cast another big spell.
Yeah, and
you use your last spell slot.
I use my last spell slot to go counterspell and interrupt him.
Yeah.
And fuck, is it good that we did that I did? Because what was it, Drama? You turned around and went, yeah, he was going to cast Blight again. It was like, oh, that would have just outright killed Johnny.
Wouldn't have been
good. Oh, fuck.
So we take out the rest of his minions. It's just him on his own. I belt over to him, you know, this 8 foot tall...
8 foot tall, roaring with anger fucking dwarf. Who's, like, so over this whole, like, blight and necrotic magic shit.
Not a fan of being blighted.
No. Historically, Johnny is not a fan of being blighted.
Take a swing at him.
To which he yelps like a kitten, and it does an absolute fucking monumental amount of damage to him, because he's just a guy in robes.
It doesn't actually do that much damage to him. I think it's like 16 damage or something. It's actually not that much, but...
Well, I'm saying, scale-wise, percentage-wise, that's a monumental amount of damage.
But yeah, we can tell he feels it.
Oh, like, he does.
He lets out a very high-pitched squeal,
yes.
and we're like, oh. So
he does hurt.
So he can give up, but he can't take it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he then does the necrotic thing at me again.
Yeah.
And just instantly knocks me on the floor.
He's down.
I'm just fucking down.
Yeah.
I take like another 40-odd damage. It's like,
yeah, that's it.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm down, but we know that because I'd hit him, that he doesn't have a super amount of health left, because he didn't have much health. It's just there were so many minions, and he hit so hard.
Yeah.
That, it doesn't look good for him, so he tries to run away, and tries teleporting away, doesn't really get very far.
No, he doesn't get very far. Talus...
Yeah, he moves into the middle of the room, trying to... because I had him at a roll, because that was his last high-powered spell, or level 4 spell, I think. And his other level 4 spell is Dimension Door, which means he can teleport 500 foot away, which is how he got away from you last time you saw him.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, if he was thinking completely clearly, he'd use his last spell to do that. But being stood in front of this 8-9 foot dwarf, who's just hit him as hard as he can, I was like, okay, I'll do a roll for this to see if he's thinking clearly enough to think, oh, this is my last one, I should use it to escape, or if he's just going to immediately try and retaliate with the powerful spell. And it came down on he did the retaliation thing, which did take you down, Johnny, but it meant that then he couldn't completely escape. So he tried to use he's got his Misty Step, which is a littler teleport, 30 foot. So he uses that to get away from you into the middle of the room to then basically leg it. But then he sees that there's from his new position, he can see where the rest of you guys are and goes, okay, there's nowhere to run now. So he ends up... And there's no direction where he can run that doesn't put him in a worse position than where he just was. So then he ends up basically running back to where he was. Being like, oh, this is not going to end well.
So Nathan throws a firebolt at him.
Yeah.
And then...
I think I do scuff him, but I don't manage.
You do a fair bit of damage.
I do, but then Talus is like, fuck this guy. She's still got, her fire breathing on.
Yep.
So she, pops around the corner and just goes, blah, and just sets him on fire, and he's down.
Yeah,
just takes him down by breathing fire on him, which I'm sure we'll never hear the end of.
So, Big Bad goes down, or at least what appears to be the Big
Bad.
Bad.
Yeah. Also, I don't know, somebody fireballed the top right-hand side of the room the guy was in that has, this big desk with a bunch of papers on it. I don't know who it could have been, but...
So it was a little on fire.
It was a little on fire.
But we sorted it.
So I'm like, I've got Johnny. So, I go over, Nathan's very blood magic. That's the kind of way I run my warlock. And, he cuts himself and he kind of pours some blood down Johnny's throat. And that's how I kind of roleplay, stabilize. And, at this point, Talus is like, can I see what Nathan's doing? And I'm like, fuck. Oh no, because nobody knows that's how I stabilize people. They don't know that's what I do. So luckily, I think I roll really, really good on sleight of hand. And she's like, oh no, you don't see. And I'm like, fuck, I got it, okay.
So, I'm sort of sitting there in the corner, being big.
You're just large.
I'm just sitting there and going, it's fun to be big.
Yeah, and your voice is really deep. And you're like, my baritone. We're like, could you stop? How much blood did you lose? And he's just singing to himself, going, no, wait, this is really good. Oh.
I think I pull out my loot, which of course, because all your equipment grows with you, that's also got bigger. So I'm like, oh, it now plays bassier notes. It's like an octave lower.
Old Man River. We're like, could you? Okay, right. So we're like, okay, I think Talus stays with you while Sora and I have a look around the papers because you've lost a lot of blood, and you just want to enjoy being large.
So yeah, you find one of the missing books.
We do.
You find the missing pages from one of the other books.
Yep.
And a bunch of other papers that we don't really have time to sort of like go through, but
we've patted out the fire and we're pocketing anything that looks important.
All that's been bundled into the hole,
Yeah.
and then we make to leave this place.
The hole being their bag of holding, just to clarify.
we call it the hole.
Yes, a bag of holding is called the hole.
Yeah, we're like, oh, what do we do with this? Throw it in the hole.
So we try and leave, but there is a snag, a slight snag.
A fine little snag.
That I'm big,
He's large.
and I can't get through.
So
I can't get up the stairwell.
So our character, we know that this is temporary, but our characters don't.
Yeah, I do really regret. There's one thing that I really should have done here is that I rolled publicly for how long my potion was last, because it's an amount of like hours.
Yeah.
I think
I just a D6. You roll for how many hours?
You roll a D4.
Yeah.
And I just rolled it was either it's either a D4 or a D3. I can't remember which offhand.
Yeah. So
it was a D4, I think.
Yes.
But I rolled a 1 anyway, so it was only going to last an hour. And unfortunately, I did that in front of everyone. What I really should have done is done that privately.
You should have done a private roll.
And then just like.
Oh, actually, I think if we did that in the future, I think I'd roll and just not tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's even better.
Yeah. But we didn't think this until it got to this point where we're like, oh, that would have been. Oh, it's too late.
Yeah, because then it would have been great. Because like we're sitting there trying to figure out how to get me out now.
Because there's the way we came down was a spiral staircase that is pretty small.
And
So
it's
we're
just
like,
like,
Yeah. It's like, a couple of foot wide.
yeah, when I was like fully stripped, I stripped all my armor off and everything. But I say armor, I mean,
he got
like,
naked. We took all his equipment off.
Yes, it's not armor; it's equipment. So I am unarmored.
Yeah. So then we were like trying to push him sideways up, like it was trying to move like a fucking like a wardrobe or something. Like he didn't. He got stuck for a little bit, but then we got him out again, and we were like, oh fuck. Oh god.
Yeah, and this is the point. Like I do really wish that we'd done it in such a way that we hadn't have known, so that because we were sort of role playing that we didn't know when it was, but we all knew
it was an hour.
So we kind of just like okay, so we basically just waited for it to wear off.
So
and
I
left.
sat down in the basement with you while Sora and Talus went up, like basically to make sure that more reinforcements weren't coming. And they head out, and it's just the guard there going, oh god, you guys look like you've been through it. Where's the other two? And Talus is like, long story, very funny. I died, I got better. And they're just shooting the shit up there, and being like, how do we stop Johnny being big? Because we had this big discussion beforehand going like, should we go back to Fundu, the potion seller, and be like, lady, what the fuck? How do we get him back?
Yeah.
We had no real idea what to do.
But anyway, because we did sort of undermine the whole thing by knowing how long it was. So we just kind of waited for it to wear off.
Yeah.
And got out.
Then Johnny was a little sad because he liked being big and having a deep baritone voice.
And Johnny was just like, it was fun to be big. But yeah, so we get out. We hand over the papers to the mayor.
Yeah. Basically give her like a rundown of what's gone off. And she's like, okay.
And yeah, we go. We all go back to our home.
We go back to Bloom's. The Knave Scroll, and just get really fucking drunk. I think maybe that's just a Nathan exclusive.
That is just a
reaction.
Nathan thing.
That's what he does. That's his coping mechanism.
Yeah.
He's like, I literally nearly died today. Time to get fucking hammered.
Everyone else just has, a quiet drink, a celebratory one. Nathan gets hammered.
Yeah, and then, when he's passed out, Johnny will braid his hair to the fucking banister of the
that
staircase.
happened one time.
Yeah. It'll happen again.
But anyway, we go into the mayor the next day and sort of confirm everything we knew, because they'd been through the papers that we brought in, that, the Brotherhood wasn't really their name. They don't seem to have a name that we can discover.
Kind of just a name that other people had called them.
And from what we could establish, the guy that we killed was not the big bad per se, but he's more of a regional manager.
He's a regional manager of the big bad.
Or at least there is someone above him, but the immediate threat to this area from them is nullified because we've effectively taken out this group of them.
Yeah.
And we'd managed to retrieve the magic books that they'd stolen. So all's good.
All's well that ends well, and None of us died. That was good.
So yeah, we've got that. The big bad's name was Zandak.
Yeah.
We find out.
I think his name should have been Zandick, because he was an ass. God, man, fuck that guy. I'm glad he's dead. I hope he fucking stays dead. Oh, Jesus. Because he's going to be really mad at us if he ain't dead.
But yeah, so we've obviously, we've got everything, everything's sorted. There's a guy who was Zandak's boss, obviously, but like that doesn't seem to be any immediate threat. So
yeah, we can chill out for now. I guess
we can chill out for now
because it'll take like maybe a month or two for them to figure out that that sect or whatever has gone quiet. So we've got some time.
Yeah,
they don't have phones or Wi-Fi. It's okay.
Basically, it seems fine for now.
Yeah.
And Mayor Winterblaze says that if we're okay with it, she will honour us in the festival that's happening in a month's time, which is the Independence, 100-year Independence Festival.
Mm-hmm.
That was mentioned at the very start of the campaign.
Yep.
Which I remember you mentioning, Matt, like that none of us had ever talked about, but we'd all made notes about this thing. Like, we all knew, like, it's actually, like, one of the first notes I have on my sheet. Is that that's a thing. So, yeah, basically that was the end of the whole adventure as a whole.
That storyline,
And then we had this epilogue, which was going to this little festival.
It was really cool.
A month later, so we get to have a think about what you've done in the month we were waiting, but we can do that next time.
Yeah.
We have a look into downtime activities. But yeah, basically flash forward a month later to a big celebration festival.
Yeah.
Which is now has an extra reason to be celebrated.
Yeah.
So
because they're all so scared of us because we kill dragons and shit that they better be fucking grateful. That's probably not it.
I don't think you understand how gratefulness works.
Yeah, I do.
Or altruism.
No, we're very altruistic. We're very good.
We're very altruistic if we're getting paid.
Even then.
But anyway, so we go to this festival.
This festival was amazing. So like we have like a random wander about and and like a look about and like we come across there's a table with 3 half orcs there, and they're playing what was it?
Drink punch,
which isn't. You should try the punch. It's like no. They explain the rules of the game to us because we've been to when very early on when we were looking around at mercenary groups, theirs was like one of them we went to, and they were actually playing it when we went in to talk to them. And you don't know what drink punch is. It's basically you and your opponent down a pint of horrible fucking orcish ale and then punch each other, and then like one person will punch the other. And if you don't stumble, then the person has to have a go next.
So we're like, yeah, let's play this game.
This is definitely a fun game for Nathan. He doesn't have many brain cells left anyway.
Yeah, Johnny goes up first and unfortunately, like he can take the punches and he can give the punches, but on his second swig of the stuff, he just bottles it. It's just too gross.
It's like really thick. It's like what's it? It's like a cowpole kind of level texture. It's very thick, a little grainy. It's acrid as fuck. And so like not only do you have to like roll for not staggering when you get a punch, you also have to roll for like, do you spit up the horrible beer?
Yeah.
Which Johnny gets like 3 in and is just like, no. Bleh, I can't do it.
But both Talis and Nathan managed to win.
We win, yeah.
You managed to roll well enough, and you managed to make the orcs stumble.
Yeah, I think it wasn't like one of them. I think it was Talis's where he failed on his drink.
Yeah,
and he literally goes fucking out and just vomits all over this mat because it's like. There's 3 half orcs playing, and there's one sitting in a chair just going, and like this other half orc vomits all over his shoes, and he doesn't even notice he's so out of. The whole time Sora stood there with her arms folded, being like, "What? Why are you doing this?" Well, like Sora complains, she's like, "No, I'm
obviously
not. Obviously, I'm not going to play."
Anyway, we then go on to the next game.
I just want to clarify. So, there was a bunch of stalls with various games like this to play, like fairground games, and I looked up. I was like messing about on like Reddit and looking around like what fairground games. So some of them are based off like fairground games you get in the real world and then transferred over, and some of them were games that people have suggested for D&D stuff. So that basically, I just want to say that not all of the ideas for all of the games were mine necessarily.
Yeah.
But I didn't look up any rules for any of them. I just looked up some game ideas for names and things, and then came up with some rules myself that I thought fit.
And you did very well, thank you.
But just before, because that one I saw someone was talking about on Reddit, they called it something different. But I just don't want people to think that I was stealing it or whatever.
Oh yeah, no.
I can't remember where I found it because I was also messing about on Reddit and just seeing people, what fairground games can we have? And I wanted to do some of it myself and make up the rules, but just some of the ideas for what games to have. But yeah, not really important, but I just wanted to mention.
No, it's cool. We then go to the second stall, which is Blurms.
Good old Blurms.
Who's having a drinking competition.
And literally,
we managed to get the two drinking games were the first ones that we encountered.
And Nathan is just like, this is my kind of fair.
Yeah, completely randomly. Like I did say, do you guys want to wander around and get an idea of what's there, and then you can choose what activities you want to do, or do you just want to stumble about and go up to whatever's next? And there's like 10 activities, so I just rolled a d10 to see which one you came to, and there was 2 beer drinking ones.
Yep.
And they were the first 2 that we rolled.
Yep. So, we come up and Blooms has a stall, the proprietor of the Knave Scroll. We've made him a very wealthy halfling.
Yeah.
He likes
Yeah, he's done good for him.
Yeah. And he's like, hey guys, doing a drinking competition. Want to join? And Nathan's like, yes.
So Johnny, Nathan, and Talus all enter.
Yeah, the 3 people who have already had a lot to drink and have a lot of horrible shit to drink.
Yeah.
Go and actually drink some nice ale, which I think at this point just tastes like water.
Yeah. And
so I was tempted to give you a penalty for already having a couple, but I was like, you know what, actually the first 1 or 2 is going to be so nice compared to what you were drinking.
It was
that balances out the fact that you're already a little bit drunk. So,
so there's us 3. And Sora again is standing there with her arms folded going, you guys are such idiots. And I think there's another few people there as well. There's maybe 3 other people competing.
Yeah, I can't remember something.
Yeah,
like
so there's 6 of us total, and it's like, okay, drink, and we all drink, and we're all like, oh god, that's so much better than orc beer. And everyone passes the second one, we all drink, everything's fine. I think one guy can't quite down his pint in one, and he gets sent out.
It basically ends up with it just being me, you, and
one other guy.
And one other guy. And this is the 5th round.
This is the 5th pint. Or the 8th one for Johnny, and I think the 8th one for me.
Yeah, because
and 8 pints is a fuck you amount of alcohol.
Yeah, Talus had spat it out a few rounds back.
Yeah, she was like, no, I can't do it.
And then we get to the 5th, and both of us...
We're drinking, we kind of stop and go, no, and then the last guy just projectile vomits to the side. So it was a weird 3-way draw.
So
no one wins.
We sort of win, but sort of don't.
But to be fair, I can't remember. I think the winner didn't have to pay for the beer they drank.
What it was is that you won a gold, but it cost you 5 silver to enter.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the gold was split 3 ways.
Even winning, we made a net loss.
Honestly, I feel richer for the experience.
Yeah.
That was the point of these games. That was a weird one. I was like, because if I set the costs and the prizes so it's relevant to you guys, no one else basically is going to be able to afford to play.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
So it meant the costs were what normal people could afford, which meant that money was kind of irrelevant to you guys. It was 5 silver to enter, and you would have gold for a lot of the things. And it's whatever. It's not about the winning or losing of the money.
No, it's about beating regular people, I guess. Which we'll get back to that.
We then go meet up with the mayor, and we're sort of told, there's going to be an announcement where we can go up on stage in a little bit. But also there's a tug of war competition and an archery competition, which we enter both of them.
Yep.
The tug of war's later, but we can do the preliminary rounds for the archery now.
We did kind of the qualifying rounds. It was so funny because it was Symes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
One of the guardsmen that we're quite friendly with. He's had this new haircut. He's feeling slick. He's like, hey guys, what's up? Want to join archery? And oh god, what was it?
Okay, so what happens? What happens is you roll, and you've got some like actual your like history is in the military, so you actually can do okay with a bow if you need to.
Yeah.
And you get a couple of bullseyes, and you go through to the next round. I have never used a bow in my life. I just roll super good for some reason.
And gets like 3 bullseyes.
And managed to get a couple of bullseyes myself and go into the final round. Talus does not.
She doesn't quite manage it.
Despite being the rogue, and you would expect to be slightly better with a bow than any of us.
Character.
Yeah, no, I don't think she even qualifies.
No, she doesn't qualify.
She doesn't even qualify.
No,
She's just so terrible.
Then Sora rocks up and is like, well, I can't use a bow, but then starts using her acid arrow
Milf's
spell.
acid arrow, yeah. Because like Symes hands her a bow, and she's like, no, and he's like, it's an archery competition. She's like, watch this. So she kind of like sticks her hand out, and like a big like magical bow appears, and she fires this acid arrow, and he's just like, he doesn't say you're not allowed to do that. Sure, and then she qualifies as well.
Yeah. So we're all qualified for that. Which
we have to go back later in the night.
Yeah, the final competition's later. We then go off. We encounter what's basically a petting zoo.
Yeah, we encounter a petting zoo, and there's a pseudo dragon and like little birds and
some pigs.
And like, because we go up and we're like, oh, everything's so cute, and this cute little halfling lady's like, do you want to pet one of them? And we're like, like gentle gasp, like, really? And she's like, yeah, sure. And she like gets them out, and we're playing. We're like, oh, there's like little pigs, and we all fall in love with the pseudo dragon because it's just a baby little dragon boy.
And there's basically a competition. If you can guess the weight of one of these pigs, then you can win a free pet, basically. So we all enter that. We all guess weights.
I think you're like, is it a ton?
Well, no, because the way Matt did it was we had to roll, and that basically gave us a space, like a number, like variance that it could be between. So it'd be like. Because you rolled well, you know it's going to be between 200 and 250.
So pick one between
whatever.
That. Yeah.
So then we had to pick one between those things that we got. Now, because I rolled so shit, even though I had learned from the other people rolling what it was actually between.
Well, it was like, so like for argument's sake, it's like, so it ended up being, for argument's sake again, like 590. Let's just say that's the winning number. Johnny was like, 300?
Yeah, I intentionally...
Yeah, I think you rolled badly. Your range of guesses didn't cover what it actually was. So whatever you guessed, you wouldn't have been able to do it just because you rolled poorly.
And because I rolled so...
Is it like 5?
Yeah, because I rolled so badly, I intentionally guessed badly as well.
Well, yeah,
guessed even worse, absurdly out of...
So, I don't know, is it 10 kilograms?
So we put in our guesses, and we go on, and then we get to an arm wrestling thing.
Oh, this was great.
Where there's a dude and a lady Goliath.
Yeah. And, oh god, they were great.
So we're like, yeah, let's go for an arm wrestling competition.
Don't you go first?
No, Talus goes first.
I think she...
Oh, no, wait, no, actually, Sora goes first. Who is our wizard, of course. And
yes.
Understandably loses to the first guy.
But
she puts up a good fight.
She does, yeah, she does pretty well, and she loses in good humour. Just a bit of fun is good.
Then I go, and
you smash the human guy.
I completely smash the human guy.
You do really, really well.
And then I have to arm wrestle against a Goliath, who is basically the size that I was when I was giant.
Yeah, she's like 8 feet tall,
much.
and she's fucking shredded. She sits down, and she's like...
Well, they're not quite as broad as you were, because you scaled up... Because you're kind of human broadness, but less height.
Yeah.
So the fact when you scale up to 8 foot, you're a lot wider. So similar size to what you were with your enlarged.
So to put it in perspective, to put it into frame of reference for the viewers of our channel, it's basically a squat arm wrestling a space marine.
Yeah.
Kind of.
So
the squat wins.
She sits down, and she's kind of like a little bit amused, like, wow, because they had to bring basically in like a chunk of wood for Johnny to sit on, so we could
and something to prop his elbow upon, because
so
his like forearm is so much shorter than hers.
Yeah, and he fucking beats her, and she's like, oh, okay, wow. And then Johnny's like, yeah, that wows you. Maybe I can buy you a drink. And she's like, all right. So it's like we're all just kind of watching, like trying to figure this out, like. Logistically, how this would work.
Just to kind of give away, just to kind of summarize that, because it happens later on the night, but it's easier to say it now.
Yeah.
I go and have a little bit of a drink with her. We get on okay.
You
Nothing
get on,
comes of it.
You get on pretty well, but there's no romantic spark there.
So I tried.
But you made a good friend.
I tried.
Yeah.
You also try an arm wrestler.
I go next.
That doesn't go anywhere.
No, I think didn't I fight the guy?
Yeah, it doesn't work.
No.
Yeah.
And then Talus is like, arm wrestle me, and I'm like, okay. So then Talus and I have an arm wrestle. She nearly gets me a couple of times, even though I have the second highest strength in the fucking party. I'm just gonna in Nathan's brain, he's quote unquote letting her win while genuinely being overpowered by a wiry rogue. But yeah, and I just win, and I feel like I'm a big tough boy, super tough man's.
Anyway, then we go on to the little ceremony.
Yeah, the ceremony was really nice. Like, Winterblaze comes out, she gives a nice speech. The crowd is nice.
Says, this is like the anniversary of this town's independence. You actually go into like the whole. You've been into like the whole history of it, which we won't go into.
It's not actually. She didn't say independence. The people in the town say independence just because it's kind of, sort of is, but it's not really.
Yeah.
There's a whole history thing that I went into.
But it would take far too long to go into the whole thing.
So she gives this really nice kind of prepared speech about like the town and like the celebrations, and
gives us it basically pulls us up on stage and says, to honour us for our duties and things we've done for the town, like saving them from the dragon and helping out the mayor with, this issue on the site, because they're not going to go into the details of this fucking brotherhood. Fuck no.
It's just like, services to the town.
And we all get given a nice little, pendants that have, like, the crest of the town on it.
Yeah.
That's all very nice.
It was really nice.
So we go into the, after that, the archery competition proper starts.
Mm-hmm, yeah. I get further than I thought I would. Get knocked out.
I kind of go in and just lose instantly.
But you know what? I think Johnny had a lot of fun.
Because basically it was fluke that I got through anyway. So
yeah,
I was
really?
like, hey.
Yeah, and it ends up with Sora versus, it's literally just a face-off between this really good ranger and Sora with her magic arrow.
One guy had already, basically...
Oh, he rage quit the tournament. He was like,
because of
this
Sora.
is a fucking farce. Like, she's not even using a bow. Fuck this. And he storms off.
His name was Barry, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barry.
What was the other guy's name?
Bitch face Barry.
No.
I'm not saying it. You can say it.
Oh, yeah, the other guy, because you were trying to come up with names on the fly, and I think we started off calling him Dave, and then somehow that became his full name being Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah, I think it's actually pronounced like Matthews Band or something.
Matthews Band. Yeah,
something like that.
It was
but yeah, his name was Dave Matthews Band.
So Dave Matthews Band rage quit the archery.
No, Barry.
Barry rage quit.
Barry rage quit. But yeah,
Dave Matthews Band.
This is a lesson to everyone out there who's worried about being creative. Like, when I'm running it via Skype or a usual session with my laptop or whatever, I just hide behind random name generators and things.
In person.
But for this, I printed off like a couple of pages of notes on how each competition went. But I was like, well, I can't be bothered to bring my laptop back to the UK for this, so I won't bother, and I'll just have this. But then I didn't have any of my random generators, so I was like,
So that's how you end
Sora
up.
versus
So that's
Dave
that's how it
Band.
usually looks like I'm more competent than I am.
That's what the internet does. It makes you look better than you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so
they draw pretty heavily for a while, and then he just goes. I think it's like beyond the.
Yeah, every time
feet.
it didn't matter where you hit, but you had to hit the target. Or I think it was the bullseye or the inner ring of the target or something you had to hit. And if you hit it, the target's got pushed back 10 foot, and you did it again. And there was. I know mechanically when you shoot there isn't a modifier for distance, but for the sake of the tournament I put one on. But they were going quite well, and it started at 60 foot, then 70, 80, 90. Then it got to 100 foot, and a range of a longbow is like 600 foot. That's not a problem at all. That's still like short range for a longbow. And
considering Dave Matthews Band was an incredibly good archer anyway.
Yeah, he was fine. However, the range on Milf's acid arrow... which is canon now, is only 90 foot. So, like, at that point, Sora
knew she was outmatched, but she tried anyway, and the guy won, and they shook hands, and he was like, well, That was an experience.
He's like, that was a good match, but I'm glad an actual archer won.
Which, honestly, that's fair. She was making a fucking mockery of the competition.
Yeah, a little bit.
Then there is the tug of war
The
competition.
tug of war was my favourite, apart from Drink Punch.
Where we entered as like a group, and there was other groups from like the various mercenary bands, some of the other bars, like those ones from the Knave Scroll.
Yeah.
There was the Watch.
Yeah.
One of the church, some random church had entered. They got knocked out pretty quickly.
Yeah. But good on them for giving it a go.
Long and short of it is,
we kept winning.
And
we won because Drummer Matt. Did you realise that I had a +6 to like athletics?
Well, actually, do you want to know the secret why you possibly won?
Because I'm amazing.
No, because I was originally it was meant to be a strength roll, but when I told you guys, I said athletics, which meant that those of you proficient in athletics got to add your proficiency as well, rather than just straight up strength.
Yep.
And which would have been fine, apart from I didn't say I did it as a strength roll for them, so the modifiers that I gave to them was actually just strength, which I realised afterwards and I didn't want to come back and take away your glory.
Yeah. It's fine because it ties into the whole kind of the town getting sick of us winning things. So we won, and the town are like, "Yay, nice! Okay, yeah, these guys are really strong. That makes sense." And then like we get called back to like announce the winner of the
for the giving away of the pet
for the guessing the weight of the pig, and. It's like
Sora won.
Sora won, and the crowd audibly groans at this point. They're like,
Yeah, because they were big cheering when it was because the 5 people who got through to the final of the archery, 3 of them was you guys.
Yeah, and then
so
we
the town were like,
yeah,
cool, and then the tug of
war.
war, the crowd was like, yeah, cool, I guess.
And then when Sora wins, it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, these guys.
Which, to be fair, like she rolled really well. She rolled like a 19 or something plus. When you could guess it, I said you could either roll a animal handling check or to intuitively know how much animals are, or you can just roll an intelligence to straight up, it's about a metre long, it's about this density, sort of work it out. And she rolled a 19 plus her intelligence, which is pretty high. Yeah. So her guess range was like a £20 range, so she still only had a 1 in 20 chance of guessing it.
And she
just happened to have got it. And I was like, oh god, the crowd are not going to react well to this.
No, they audibly groaned, and it was like, oh, okay.
So she picked the pseudo dragon, which she's given to Talus.
Yeah, she gave to Talus, which Talus, honestly, I thought she was going to cry. Because what did Ash call? What did Talus call her pseudo dragon? Did I write it down?
I can't remember if she gave it a name yet.
Errol.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, she called it Errol. I suggested Lockheed because I'm an X-Men fan. But Errol is also an incredibly good reference.
Yeah.
The Discworld reference.
It's a
Discworld reference.
Anyway, we start to make our leave because, it started to get a little awkward.
Yeah, well, okay, we'll leave now.
It wasn't particularly that bad-tempered, but it was a little bit like, yeah, okay, we should probably keep a low profile.
Yeah. It was a crowd-wide eye roll that we could all hear. We were like, okay, we should probably stop taking
You could hear everyone's eyeballs rotating in their sockets. It's a horrifying sound to hear.
Very moist creaking.
And then the very last thing that happens in our adventure is Sephiroth, the wizard that we encountered right near the start that we did a few jobs for, who disappeared into another realm searching for someone.
Yeah, like we hadn't seen him for like months.
Yeah,
we didn't know if he was dead or not. Like we're just fussing over the animals, and we get a tap on the shoulder. We turn around, and it's him standing there looking like fucking death. And he's like, "Hey guys, I'm back." And we were like, "Fuck, dude."
So I guess you guys have kept yourself busy.
And we're like, yeah, the town's probably going to start groaning at us because we keep winning because we're so good.
And he's like, well, the next time you get a chance, come and visit me, and I can fill you in on what's been going on.
He's like, I'm going to go have a cup of tea.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, no, you do that. Oh my god.
And yeah.
And that's where we left off that particular story.
So yeah, that's the story. That's the complete first chapter, I guess, of the story of Johnny, Nathan, Talus, and Sora.
Yep. And Errol now.
And Calypso, who was there the whole time, but we never noticed.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure Errol's going to eat Calypso at some point.
Quite possibly.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm going to have to snatch that thing in the set and set it free. I am fucking... No! I'm not letting that happen.
But yeah, so... Thank you, Matt, for DMing that whole thing.
Yeah, it was an amazingly DM'd game. Thank you, dude.
Yeah.
Great story. Great characters, so much fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and the next time we speak about D&D, it will be in the campaign that Snipe is running.
So it won't be nearly as good.
And Matt will be playing. So yeah,
that'll be fun.
And that took far too long to explain all that.
Yeah, I'm glad we had that as one episode. But yeah.
So do you want to quickly go through the questions that you've got through email, Matt, and then we'll go through a few other little things on the end.
Yeah.
Sure. I have to bring these up on the screen because I've run out of Inca. Printer ink is what I'm trying to say. Inca, apparently.
Well, whilst you're doing that, do you want to tell everyone at home the email address there, Snipe?
Nope.
Okay, well, you're going to do it.
Okay, I guess I'm going to fucking do it. If you want to send us questions, you should send them to onlydrummermatt@snipeandwib@gmail.com and ask me to rate your waifu or husbandos.
Yep.
Yes.
Because that's fun.
The first at is the word at, obviously.
Yes.
Don't put two at symbols in the email, it will
that's
not work.
fucking nightmarish. Yeah, exactly.
All right, we've just got a couple of quick ones, or quickish ones. Bloodwolf Koji
Yeah.
asks, I find myself intrigued with the info on the upcoming Orcs 8th edition codex. This was the email. The downside of only doing this every 2 weeks is
Yeah.
I assume that's not upcoming anymore.
It comes out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, so by the time... That's November.
Yeah, but they announced
October
it.
was a lie.
Okay,
Yeah,
no,
but
you
you
could
could
pre-order
pre-order
it in October. That's how they got
Oh,
around it.
Okay, right, that's bullshit.
Yes,
But
It was
anyway,
like when
yeah, it's
we
ridiculous.
went into the store a week ago, tomorrow, and we're like, "Hey, we get the Orc Codex?" And they're like, "Yeah, you can pre-order it here." It's like, "Okay, when's it coming out?" It's like, "A week today," and we're like,
that's not October.
"Yeah."
Anyway, I found myself intrigued with the info on the upcoming Orcs 8th edition codex, and so what I want to ask is, what are your thoughts on the upcoming codex and its Orc culture tactic mechanic?
As the Orc player here, I shall answer.
Yeah, I assume this is directed towards you, Webb.
Yeah. Swings and roundabouts. I am glad that there are now mechanical reasons to play different factions and to play the different clans. However, as I stated way back when the indexes came out, it is slightly irksome that if you've got a force that comprises of multiple different clans, there's certain things that
Which everyone does.
which a lot of people do because hell, some of the armies had to run like that, especially if you've got an army from 2nd edition. They had to run like that pretty much, especially if you wanted any kind of diversity in what you were able to run. So it means that there's going to be a lot of count-sassing, because certain things won't work with people who are not in the same clan.
Yeah.
So I imagine there's a lot of people who go, yeah, I know, like, for me, it'd be like, yeah, I know that my mech is a bad moons here, but he's a goth in terms of gameplay, which is slightly annoying that you have to do that, but the fact that there is actually a gameplay reason to having them is nice to have again. So, yeah, swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, so if you're starting from scratch now, it's great. If you've got an old army, it's a bit annoying.
Yeah, basically.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on the codex in general? Have you seen much of it, or has it not been leaked yet?
Bits and pieces I've seen, like some of the rules for the buggies and things look interesting. The one thing I'm actually most interested in is something that's not in the codex, but is coming in the chapter approved at the end of the year, because there will actually be looted wagons again, so I might be able to finally fucking use them. They can only be used in like the casual play and stuff, but
That's fine.
But I'm not gonna go and play like tournaments or anything. I don't give a fuck. I think if I can use my looted wagons anywhere, I'm happy.
Yeah, awesome. Oh, great. Next up, actually, let's skip one and go stick with another 40k question. Tim asks, if you were playing a dating sim in which you got to date any of the 18 Primarchs and get approval from their dad, the Emperor,
Ooh, okay.
which would you choose and why?
Okay, so my immediate thing was Angron, because he'd be a fucking crazy man in the sack.
No, he's crazy man.
I know, but the thing is, but on a more emotional level, I just want to be there to make him hot cocoa and tell him that it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Because, oh my god, that poor boy. Oh, my poor sweet boy. But I'd probably like super date Vulcan.
Yeah, Vulcan.
Oh my god, what an
boy.
absolute darling. I love Vulcan. Maybe Gilliman. I feel that he'd actually be a pretty cool guy to date.
Gilliman's alright.
Yeah.
He's alright.
Yeah. Not Petrarabo. Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
No, don't fuck that guy.
Don't fuck that guy.
Don't fuck that guy.
Explicitly do not.
Explicitly do not fuck that guy. What about you?
I'm not sure, honestly. I mean, if you're gonna go like pre like the heresy happening, you know, you'd probably Fulgrim would probably be pretty good.
Oh yeah, he'd like comb your hair like 100 times so it grows better, and he'd like share his night mask with you.
The Emperor's Children had a commitment to perfection in all things.
So he'd
and the
be
ones
the best at giving
Yeah,
head.
the ones that understood it correctly were the ones that were, it's not that you have to be perfect or that you are perfect, it's that
You just have to
perfection
try.
is something you should strive for.
Yeah.
So he would strive to be the best lay possible.
Oh,
so,
absolutely.
You know,
He'd be reading, he'd be like...
I know
reading
this
up
isn't
anatomy.
dating, we're just going straight to the hard fucking, but,
Come
you know,
on, that's-
what
yeah.
podcast have
What-
you written in a question to?
Seriously, what did you expect? So you'd say Fulgrim you'd want to do the hard fucking with?
Yeah.
Okay. Draw a butt.
I've been quickly looking to try and find the Primarch with the best beard.
That's probably...
I
And
don't think-
so far, I can't find any.
No,
I
I'm going to headcanon that Ross has a beard.
Yeah, but he doesn't though. On
He doesn't know.
any of the
It's like-
pictures. No.
well, I think the
I
better
imagine he
pictures
could
of
grow
him-
the best beard, and I could date him and then persuade him to grow his beard out.
Yeah, but...
Because that would have been, that was my go-to answer until I looked up a picture of him and I was like, oh, he's clean shaven. Oh, that's
I mean,
really
you
off-putting.
could always, because like the better drawings I've seen of Ross, he has like at least very hefty sideburns.
Okay, I've actually got an answer for him. It'll be easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to go with fan canon, Dawn with a handlebar mustache. Well, not
yeah.
handlebar, with a mutton
Oh yeah, with
stash.
the
Yeah,
yeah,
Daddy
yeah,
Dawn
yeah,
with his
yeah,
mutton
yeah, yeah.
stash.
So like
Absolutely.
TTS version. Yeah, he's got a mutton stash. So
Nice. Okay, yeah, I mean that's
Yeah,
pretty
go
good.
for Daddy Dawn.
okay, so Daddy Dawn. Okay.
Dawn.
Sold.
Daddy Dawn, Daddy Dawn.
All right, and the third question I've got through, back to D&D stuff. Not enough DACA. They're preparing their campaign, which used to be D&D, but now they've moved on to a homebrew campaign
Cool.
based around 40k.
Okay.
They'd still love to do a D&D campaign sometime, but they say they're not great at the rules, and there's other things like time constraints and stuff.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is very. But their question is, they'd like to know if you had any tips for a wannabe DM from a world building point of view.
That's
They do say
definitely a
or
drawback
anything in general, and we have said a few. I think we've given various tips for playing and DMing, but I don't think we've really mentioned how we did world building type stuff. So I mean, you could have a whole series of podcasts about this.
Yeah.
But I replied on the email and gave a few things which I'll go over now. But I think first up is that if you don't have much time, or if you are at all intimidated or just don't want to, or whatever, like playing in a pre-existing world is completely legit, like completely valid, and it's no less good or no less anything than doing your own. Like I wanted to do my own because to me I've got the time, and I was like, if I've got the time, I'd rather do my own because then I know if I make something up, I won't be conflicting with anything. But it does take a lot of time.
Yeah, I'd say I have seen, like, there is occasionally the occasional gatekeeper or snob who's like, oh, you run, like, pre-existing modules. So yeah, no, fuck those people.
Yeah,
You do
that's the
whatever
thing.
you
Like,
feel comfortable with.
you can run in a pre-existing world, or hell, just if you just want to play, just run a pre-existing whole module. Yeah, that's. I've never actually done one, but I've heard, especially the new ones at the moment, people seem to like them. And there's nothing less valid or anything about doing that and it'll save you quite a bit of time, I imagine.
Yeah, and it'll probably get you more
helps.
comfortable to playing the game, so you'll feel a bit more confident in making your own,
Yeah,
if that's what
exactly.
you want to do.
I have heard one thing from a few people of that one way to do various little bits of world building, like ideas of how a world functions or how a city is, or how certain characters sit within that world, is to steal.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
That's
the best
Matt
way,
Colville's best piece of advice: is steal everything.
and there's kind of two. I think there's two ways of going about it that work the best. One is to steal from everywhere, so what you're stealing specific things from becomes harder to
Yeah.
define.
Yeah.
Or only steal from shit the people in your party don't know about.
Yeah.
So, like, if Snipe was to do stuff and she takes things from The Witcher, which no doubt she has.
Wow. I mean,
Then
but wow.
Then then I wouldn't know.
No,
so I wouldn't
no one would know
recognise
because
it.
I'm the only one at the table who's played The Witcher.
Yeah, so...
I played the first half hour at least twice.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. I take it back. I clearly have a fellow super fan here.
But yeah, that would be my...
I bet you can't wait for the live action fucking Netflix series.
I kind of can't because it's going to be a clusterfuck of everything. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be the worst. And, like, that wig.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, that wig.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hoping it's good, but that wig ain't.
You guys got any other advice for
Just start.
The way I did it was I went... So you can either do it bottom up or top down. So I started, like, looking at just the town you're going to be in and then slowly expanding that out as you guys have explored a bit and adding things to it that way. And I had a vague overline of the country you're in and the other cities and things, but I didn't really pad any of that out until it came up in, or it looked like it was going to come up anyway, because you don't need to until it comes up. And it was only recently, like this last episode, I went through a load of history of the country that you're in and the town that you're in and things, just because I had a vague idea before, but it hadn't really come up, so I hadn't spent much time doing it. Because the other alternative is you go top down and you start off, okay, what is the continent I'm in or the planet? Then, okay, I can narrow it down to a town. But that way, it's probably easier to get overall context of things, but it's a lot more time. And you end up preparing a lot of stuff that people may or may not ever find out. So it's, if you want to do it, great, fine. But if you're time pressured at all, I think just concentrate on, okay, you know what, there needs a town, and there needs to be a pub in the town, and there needs to be some sort of quest giver, be that a person or a notice board or something. But for your first few sessions, that's really all you need.
Yeah.
And then if you want to, you can just expand it after that.
Yeah. And I think, like, that would probably lead to just, like, playing with your players in, like Drummer Matt says, just a tavern, a dungeon, or whatever. You build on it from there, but you can use your players' expectations, which will give you things that, like, inspiration that you haven't thought about. So maybe, like, they're like, oh, there's this person who has like all this equipment. Is there a mine nearby? And you're like, shit, is there? And like, it can help you with new ideas.
Yeah.
It can give you some ideas so you can play.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, always like listen to Drummer Matt a bit more because he absolutely knows what he's talking about.
He's
I'm
just
guessing.
finished wrapping up an adventure, so
Yeah. So he's definitely the successful boy here.
The last couple of bits, I don't want to dwell too long because, like I said, you can sit on this topic forever. But as mentioned before, random generators are your friend. So I've got random name generators, random tavern generators. There's like city map generators, like country demographic generators, which says, okay, it's a country this size, so maybe there's, you know, like a city of 1,000 people, maybe there's 10 bakers, maybe there's 20 pubs. There's like, it just gives you a bit of an idea, which you don't have to use any of, but you can use it as a springboard to like, okay, there may be this many sort of people, well, maybe there's more in your town, that's fine, but it gives you a bit of an idea, which I've used quite a lot of. And I've actually just one last recommendation, which isn't a full recommendation because I haven't used it properly, but I saw the other day there's a website called World Anvil. And basically, it's kind of a husband and wife, or two partners that did it. And one of them wanted to DM stuff and create their own world, and one of them's an author who wanted to create their own world for books. So they couldn't find a particularly good tool to keep notes on it. So they basically just made their own website.
Oh, nice.
But it's similar to what I do in OneNote in that, you know, you can never have everything organised by people or by places and have like hyperlinks between them. But what it also seems to do is that, firstly, OneNote is a bit of a faff. If you want to, like, because if you want to link between things, you have to, like, find the page you're linking to, go to that page, copy its, like, link address, find your way back to the page you're writing, and copy it in, and then do it the other way around. It's a bit not elegant. This one, you can just use at symbols, so you can go at whatever, and it just quickly link into, you know, so this person works for this organisation, which is based in this city. And then also when you're creating new things, it just gives you a load of writing prompts for it to fill out boxes rather than just having them. Because quite often I'll come to a blank page on my OneNote thing and be like, so what do I need to make up about this guy? Do I need to know his whole backstory, or do I just need to know a few important bits? But because you've got a blank page, you're like, I don't know. So I haven't looked into it much, and I'm probably not going to move over because all my stuff's in OneNote and I can't be bothered to copy everything. But I only saw it the other day, and it looks like it could be quite useful.
Yeah, no, I'll have a look.
And it's free. You can pay for donate to their Patreon and you get a few more features. One of which could be a big turn off because all the worlds you make are technically public, in that anyone can look for them. So not public, you're not releasing the rights to your work or anything, but other people can look for them if they know what to search for.
So if you have maybe a not so scrupulous player, they could just look that up.
Yeah, but there is secrets you can put in. So each page you can put in things that no one can see. But so you don't have to worry about that. It's just if you're worried about people copying your ideas or something, which I wouldn't be, but is a completely valid thing if you would be. And if you would prefer it to stay private, you do have to pay for the paid version, which is I think $3 a month or something. So not unreasonable, but also more expensive than free.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just looked like quite. If I was starting now, I probably would have started on that rather than using OneNote because OneNote's fine, but it's a bit janky.
Yeah.
But I definitely recommend using something like that rather than paper notes because my paper notes got so convoluted so quickly, and like trying to add stuff to pages, then you run out of page. And you're like, well, do I continue these notes like halfway through the book, or do I squeeze it in the margin? And then you're trying to link. Who's in this town? This person. Like on a electronic file, you can just click on the person and it goes to them, which is great. Paper is lovely, and I would love to do it in theory, have a big binder, but it very quickly becomes very impractical.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, like I said, we can talk far too much, so let's move on.
Yes. Is there any more questions at your end, or
no, there was just a
okay
this week.
Then I actually have an email.
Okay.
To read out. Now, this is not a normal email.
Okay.
This is
the Nigerian prince.
How many emails do we get that are normal?
Well,
That's
fair point. So I have.
If you were playing a dating sim in 40k, no offense, Tim, great question, but I wouldn't call it normal.
Now,
I think it's an amazing.
Now I'm going.
It's a great question. Yeah, no, don't get me wrong.
Okay, so I am going to read out this email, and it's because it was Halloween recently.
Yep.
Yes.
And we haven't done like a Halloween episode of this.
Yeah, we need to get on that next year.
We do have there should be a Halloween video that might be out by the time you see this. I don't fucking know. It's been a rough week.
It's been a really horrible month.
Oh.
So
I did have a vaguely. If we were recording yesterday, which is when we would usually record, that would have been the day after Halloween, which is, All Hallows Day or whatever.
Yeah.
Which in France is a public holiday, so I had the day off yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I have the day off all days, but that would have been my one Halloween thing. Is like the best thing about Halloween is that the day after Halloween, I get a day off.
yeah, I get that. But anyway, I'm going to read this because we've been going for 2 hours on the recording.
Yep.
So I'm going to read this damn thing.
Okay.
And whoever edits this, remember to put the spooky creepypasta music that everyone uses on their bloody YouTube videos behind it.
Okay.
This is an SCP entry.
Ooh,
Okay,
is it a
good.
new one just for us?
Yes.
Ooh.
SCP-12193. Object class, Euclid.
Okay, you gotta do it like the Vulcan, or don't do it at all.
Okay, well, I'm going to do it like how I'm going to do it.
Okay, then do it wrong.
Okay, well, let me get through this.
I'm waiting. Ready for spoops.
Special containment procedures. A circular parameter has been established 2 kilometers from SCP-1293, and a quarantine zone has been established 1 kilometer from SCP-12193. Exploration of SCP-12193, because, by the way, the picture showing it is like an abandoned factory.
It's a spooky factory. Okay. That's the exterior of it.
Exploration of SCP-12193 is prohibited outside of remotely controlled drones. Foundation operatives are able to maintain the facade of forest rangers in the employ of the German government. Description: SCP-12193 is a factory located near the town of Redacted in Hesse, Germany, that was discovered on May 25th. Redacted. Due to the isolated nature of the factory and the low survival rate of individuals who come into contact with it, it is possible that SCP-12193 had been previously discovered but unreported. SCP-12193 consists of 2 buildings. The smaller contains offices and a processing area for the distribution of SCP-12193-1.
So an instance of SCP-12193.
Yes.
Okay.
And the larger containing machinery related to the production of the confectionery. SCP-12193 is in a severe state of disrepair and appears to have been left abandoned for an extended period of time. Any form of biological life that enters into the larger building disappears from the sight of observers, and any form of audio or video recording devices fail. Remotely controlled drones entering the large building show it to be completely vacant, although a slight hum of machinery can be heard, but not a trace to a source. 1 hour after the first building was entered, a conveyor in the second building will become active, and a box marked "Redacted" will appear containing 12 sealed instances of SCP-12193-1. SCP-12193-1 is a marzipan-covered sponge cake
fuck off!
wrapped in plain white
Fuck
packaging.
off!
Upon opening the packaging, the individual feels compelled to eat the cake
No, they don't.
and share it with anyone nearby.
No.
Cutting into the cake shows that its internal structure resembles a checkerboard pattern, but made of whatever entered the larger building.
See, they're just describing actual Battenberg. Fucking hell.
Additional notes. So far, 5 instances of SCP-12193 have been created. The first 2 are unknown, but instances 3 to 5 have been documented. I'm just going to say the first rather than saying the number each time.
Yeah, sure.
For the first one, initial survey of the survey team entering the facility 1 hour after SCP-12193-1 appeared, and was opened by the second survey team. After sharing it between themselves, they brought the remainder to Site Redacted. The patterning of SCP-12193-1 was pink and yellow sponge held together by a deep red jam wrapped in a white marzipan. Further testing at Site Redacted identified the pink and yellow sponge to be genetically similar to human bone and muscle. The red jam contained 3 types of blood, matching the blood types of the initial survey team, and the marzipan made of fibres matching standard issue field team clothing.
And also, feculence.
When interviewed, the second survey team stated that it was the best cake they had ever tasted.
Oh, God.
The second instance of it, while a wild deer wandering SCP-12193, after 1 hour, SCP-12193-1 appeared and was opened by a remotely controlled drone. This instance was covered in dark brown marzipan, but otherwise resembled SCP-12193-1A.
The marzipan was just deer fur.
It was just deer fur. Testing identified the marzipan was woven from the deep hair, and the sponge and jam was also made from deer material. The last one was a collection of mushrooms and plants thrown into SCP-12193 by Dr. W.
I imagine just Dr. W is like, he just happens to be the guy with the best throwing arm in the entire office. So they're like, yeah, just chuck in a bunch of mushrooms, will you?
After 1 hour, SCP-12193-1 appeared and was opened by a remotely controlled drone. This instance was covered in a light brown marzipan when cut open and showed a checkerboard pattern of light green and brown held together by a dark green jam. So, a fungal version.
You mean just standard marzipan?
Addendum, note from Dr. W. I still can't get over how good 1C tasted. Never mind the components thrown in. I don't even like sponge cake. I think I'll petition for more testing for research purposes. So yes, that was
the horrifying factory that turns everything into Battenberg.
Thank you very much, Shanus, for sending that in.
You dick.
Thank you. And finally,
the moment I heard marzipan, I was like, oh, fuck off.
So yes, finally we have a few quickfire questions because I put up on Twitter because we're doing a D&D podcast.
Cool.
For some quickfire questions, so try and answer them as quickly as possible.
Okay, so 2 hours later.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just going to say if it goes over 4 words, I'm just going to move on.
Okay,
be a dick.
So, why are gnomes the best race? That's from Strabo.
They're not.
Oh, because they're adorable.
Right height.
Oh.
yeah.
Web!
Second one is from Constellation Hall. What edition of D&D do you like best, and what RPGs would you like to try in the future? For me, I've only played 4th and 5th in D&D.
Yeah.
5th I like better because I think the simplified nature works well.
Yeah, no, I
And
agree.
ones I'd like to play, Wrath and Glory, and basically like Death Watch and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. I'd say 5th edition is my favourite D&D. I'd like to play Pathfinder. I'd also like to play Wrath and Glory, and I'd like to play more Call of Cthulhu, because apparently there's a new edition out and I didn't even realise.
Yeah. A new one came out from what we've got.
Yeah.
I
I also want to play The Witcher tabletop RPG.
Oh yeah,
That seems pretty cool.
And you, Matt?
I've played 3.5, 4 and 5, and prefer 5. 4's kind of a clusterfuck, and 3.5 there's a lot of stuff, but especially for getting new people into it, I think that the way that 5th simplified it without taking away any of the depth is quite good.
Yeah.
I don't really. I'm happy with 5th. I would happily play others if other people wanted to, but I don't have any aims to go off and play something different.
Okay. Third question from Kara, Mistress of the Goat, is what is the cutest monster in D&D and why is it the Portal Hound from the MMO? I've just sent you a picture of it. It is adorable.
That is a good dog.
That's
a good dog.
Why is that different to just a dog?
Yeah. I think maybe
it's
that's
cute dog, don't get me wrong.
Cute dog.
It is a cute dog.
The cutest monster in D&D is whatever dog you happen to see that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Citron has asked, have you guys considered running the Tomb of Horrors?
No.
No?
Sod off. Quite frankly.
Unity has asked, what's your favourite rare or obscure big bad monster?
In D&D, I know in... Okay, can it be just any tabletop RPG?
I mean, I guess.
Because I'm going to go with the Hounds of Tindalos from Call of Cthulhu.
They are pretty rad.
Because I love the Hounds of Tindalos. That story is... Oh my god, that is so cool.
Go look that up at home, people.
Yeah. Go read the story. It's not actually by Lovecraft, it is in the mythos though, and it is a good story. And the Hounds of Tindalos are amazing.
Yeah, I don't honestly know. I'm not that up on the on the D&D bestiary and stuff. So
I reckon Drummer Matt's going to say Rust Monster because he'll just want an excuse to throw them at them.
I quite like the I've forgotten what they're called, brains on legs that suck away your intellect. They're quite fun. I don't know, mind flayers, pets. I've forgotten what they're called. They're quite fun.
No, I get you.
There's lots of fun ones, but we haven't had a chance because you guys only just got to level 6. We've not had a chance to see too many interesting ones yet.
Okay.
We'll get back to you.
Yeah. Okay, and related, the Noob Painter has asked, what D&D monster do you most want to be?
Werewolf. Or a Tarrasque.
Being a Tarrasque would be pretty good.
Yeah, I want to be a were-Tarrasque. Which is totally a real thing, shut up.
Yeah, if a werewolf bites a Tarrasque.
I think its constitution is so high, I don't think it'd even notice, but...
Yeah.
Maybe have a very high level werewolf.
Very basically have a Tarrasque that is also a werewolf.
This sounds like
another
something.
Tarrasque.
This sounds like something where you need to sit down and with a
work out layers
with a piece of paper and a calculator and work out the statistical chances of how high a level would you have to make a werewolf to be able to make a Tarrasque into a were-Tarrasque.
Yeah, that's fair.
And you know what? You've just given the best answer, so I don't feel the need to answer.
Okay, Drama.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Fair enough.
So the very last one is actually from our Discord, because I posted it on the Discord as well. Is from Talix Fallout, whose name is actually T Alex, but we always call them Talix, and they've apparently just okay with us doing that.
Yeah. So.
Maybe what's an easy way to get into D&D?
Just start. Grab one or
maybe
your friends if they're around and just go, we're playing D&D.
Yeah. Or what's maybe a good starting class for an easy learning curve? I'd say if you want the easiest learning curve, play a fucking barbarian. There's nothing to them.
Yeah.
Anything that's not magical. Magic gets a little bit confusing. Not much once you know what you're doing, but
it can be a little bit confusing to kind of get into a magical character. Speaking as someone who mains one,
and it gives you far too many options as well.
Yeah.
So
something like a barbarian or a fighter is probably the easiest way to go to start off.
I'd say so. Yeah.
And just
maybe a rogue if you want it a little bit more difficult, a little bit trickier.
But just grab some mates together and tell them we're just playing fucking D&D.
Yeah.
And don't let them leave the room.
You can get the starter box, or there's free rules online for the including for the basic classes and basic rules. It's all free online.
Yep.
Yeah.
Legitimately free online, not just
not just everything is free online, I guess.
Yeah, legitimately on the D&D website, there's basic rules and stuff for free.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
But yeah, that's all the questions that we have.
Nice.
So,
sorry for answering them all wrong, probably.
Well, I mean, sorry that you asked the questions that you didn't want to hear the answers to.
Look,
if 100% correct.
If you ask us a question, you know you're not going to get a good response. So,
okay, you ask me a question.
Especially not 2 hours into recording.
Well, yeah. But no, that was we fucking did it. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. That was a lot of fun to go through, and I'm gonna miss Miss our characters in Drama Mat DMing.
They're just going. They're all you know. The
They're
characters
going on
just,
holiday.
They're just going for a sleep.
It's fine. They're not
just-
dead. They're sleeping.
They're just going to a farm up country.
God,
And they'll be able to
Stop.
run around in the fields.
No!
And enjoy themselves.
Nathan's just gonna get pissed in the shade. That's all he's gonna do. And then Farmer will fucking shoot him because he just keeps getting shot.
Yeah.
It's like
Anyway.
yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to our super special D&D episode where we just talk about D&D, which was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been Snipe. He's been Web, and he has also been Drummer Matt.
Yes, we have.
Yes.
Are you like guys like Venom? Like basically Drummer Matt comes over and you just wear him like a hat.
No.
Oh.
No.
I guess I'll scrap that part of the fanfiction then, shall
No,
I?
it's just because that ending normally goes somewhere, and then just ending it like that, we were just like,
Yeah, no, because you were always complaining at me for not ending it quickly. So how about I just end it after you guys say bye?
I mean, like we always do.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Goodbye,
Goodbye.
everybody.
Bye.